All right, we are ready for some football, folks. How is it going? I, of course, am DrDelay, ready for game 2 of my triple header, DrDelay triple header, as we have the Florida Atlantic Owls taking on the Navy Midshipmen. Of course, they're apparently still in coverage for Ohio and Eastern Michigan, so I'm sure they'll take us over there to Maryland very, very soon. But yeah, Florida Atlantic 3-4 on the year. Navy, of course, 6-0. That's kind of the big story here. Navy looking to kind of keep their college football playoffs hopes alive. Again, you go undefeated as a Group of 5 team, you're pretty much a shoo-in, or at least you have a great argument. So it would be very, very interesting to see how that goes. Start off with Florida Atlantic here, as Navy is favored by 14.5. Florida Atlantic on the year lost to Maryland to start off the year, 39-7. They beat Florida A&M 56-14. Lost to Florida International 38-28. Lost to Memphis 55-26. Then they beat Rice 27-21. UAB 53-33. And then they did lose to South Florida last week 48-13. Now, as for the hosts, the Navy Midshipmen, again, they've been on a nice roll here. They beat VMI 52-7. Then they beat UAB 38-24. Beat Tulsa 42-23. Rice 21-13. Air Force 34-31. And then Temple, they defeated them 32-31. So they're winning by the skin of their teeth the last few weeks. We'll see if that is able to continue here today. I'm sure most people would think so. Again, Horvath, the quarterback there. Of course, they do a lot of running with the quarterback, of course. So he'll be a big factor today. Over 63.5 for the game. On here it says, 62. So we can see it. We'll see again. Navy, again, looking at their scores, the last few weeks. You'd think that, it's in the 60s, so you'd say they're definitely in contention for that, and considering that Florida Atlantic has been involved with high-scoring games, not necessarily because, they put up the points, so they did put up a lot against UAB. Yeah, I could see it, Kenneth, but when everyone thinks it's going to happen, usually that means it's not going to happen. That's usually how it works in the sports world. So so apparently the kickoff has been delayed a little bit, so about 5 more minutes. I don't know what's happening there, but so we have a little bit of delay here. But just about 5 more minutes will get you back out there. We'll cover this game, of course, for you. But again, the spread 14.5. So again, most people assume that Navy is going to blow out Florida Atlantic. In the last game we covered on the channel, Ohio and Eastern Michigan, projected to be a 2-score game, and it being a one-score game. So you just never really know. ESPN having Navy as the favorite, 83% chance to win. And while we're waiting, we'll go ahead and just kind of look at the college football scores from across the nation. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Georgia Tech 41, Syracuse 16, Ole Miss 34, Oklahoma 26. South Florida 31, Memphis 26, SMU 12, Wake Forest 10, Old Dominion 24, Appalachian State 14, Auburn 27, Arkansas 24, Akron 17, Buffalo 13, UConn 7, Rice 3, New Mexico 7, Utah State nothing. UL Monroe and Southern Miss 0-0, Temple and Tulsa 0-0, Ball State Northern Illinois 0-0, Massachusetts Central Michigan 0-0. Because all these games starting right now. Final scores from earlier. Indiana all over UCLA 56-6, Virginia 17, North Carolina 16, Ohio 28, Eastern Michigan 21. I covered that one just a few moments ago. Nebraska 28, Northwestern 21, Rutgers 27, Purdue 24, Kansas State 42, Kansas 17, and Kent State 24, Bowling Green 17. All right, and then we'll check out for one final thing here. We'll just check out the conference standings. That way you can have an idea of where these teams kind of sit and what they're looking at. Navy, of course, on top, 4-0. They are 4-0, looking to, of course, keep that 5-0. Keep that undefeated. South Florida also undefeated. Tulane also undefeated in the American Conference. Again, due to the loss that Boise State had to South Florida, that Group of 5 thing is wide open. So, again, Navy they feel that they can represent that Group of 5 spot in the college football playoff. And, of course, Florida Atlantic still technically not out of it when you talk about, for a bowl game or, even for the conference. You never know how things can shake out at the top. They would have to win out, though. I don't think a 3-loss American Conference team would represent, or go to the conference championship at least. It looks like a 1-loss team will most likely be the case. Again, there are undefeated teams: Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia Tech, BYU. Oh, and then there's unranked Navy. So again, just a lot here on the line here for Navy as they look to keep themselves in the hunt. Again, it's hard to they went 13-0. How are you not going to put them in the playoff? So we'll see what happens here. Brian Newberry, the 3rd season as the Navy head coach. Best 3-year start by a Navy head coach since 1961. So that is the head man over there for Navy. Didn't really show the Florida Atlantic guy how football was meant to be played. Go Navy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we are ready. But hopefully, again, you like what you're listening to, folks, and you'll like and subscribe. This is pretty much what I do. I call games. Folks. Caden Veldkamp, the quarterback for Florida Atlantic, leading all of the American and FBS in pass attempts per game, completions per game, and also interceptions. He has 10 interceptions on the year, but apparently they chunk it. That's what they do. They are a passing team. So we'll see if that's able to overcome Navy today. Navy, and they're more of a run, a little bit more of run. Of course, they will pass it. I mean, Horvath's pretty good. Not a bad passer by any means. 81 attempts in 6 games. So that's averaging to about, 14 pass attempts a game. Zach Kitley, the 1st season as the Florida Atlantic head coach, is actually the youngest head coach in all of FBS, 34 years old. So there you go. I'll be shifting through Iowa, Pitt, and your stream. All right, appreciate it. Yeah, don't hesitate to let me know the scores from those games. I'm definitely interested in what's happening over there. So I appreciate you, Draven, as always. And, of course, again, appreciate you guys for tuning in as we are ready for some for football as we kick it off. And that is going to be booted out of the end zone for a touchback. Navy, of course, in their blue and gold Florida Atlantic Navy helmets. White jersey. I actually can't see the pants. White pants. Navy has the blue and yellow checker marks in the end zone there. Kind of classic Navy colors there. All right, 1st and 10 here. Veldkamp is in the shotgun. Asking for the play clock to be booted up, but there we go. It is granted. I can barely hear. Now there's a little bit of a delay here for no reason. I would call the game if I can, but... Okay, all right, well, I think we're good now. 1st and 10 here at the 25. Veldkamp in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Veldkamp hands it off up the middle, and Navy is all over it. Actually, well, hey, you got some good push there by the O-line of Florida Atlantic to get him a couple of yards on the play. Gain of 2 for Florida Atlantic. Again, Navy favored by 14. They're working fast here. Veldkamp fires to the left, and it is incomplete. 1 hops it to the receiver. So just like that, it's 3rd and 7. 2 plays in 20 seconds. And even on the incomplete pass, they are doing the hurry up. So interesting. It's always annoying when you play these teams in the video game, College Football 26, but it is what it is. 3rd and 7 in the shotgun. Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Veldkamp sending a man in motion. Veldkamp drops back, looking over the middle. It's going to check it down to the running backs at the 30, and he is pushed out of bounds across the 35 as he gets to the 38. Very good spot there by the referee, and that is a brand new set of downs for the Owls. Just a little check down there. First and 10 at the 38. Veldkamp drops back, swings it out to the receiver. He's at the 40, at the 45. Spin move at the 50, staying in bounds and walks out of bounds now at the 48. That is Messer on the catch. And again, they are just already lined up, ready to go. This could be a problem here for Navy. I don't know if they're used to this. 1st and 10. Veldkamp, play action. Moving up. And he's going to take off and run as he crosses the 45 and brought down at the 44-yard line. That was Veldkamp on the run. And again, just like that, they are already lined up, ready to go. In the shotgun is Veldkamp. Veldkamp swings it out, bubble screen, caught at the 45. He's at the 40 and slung out of bounds at the 39-yard line. So that is a gain of about 5. And FAU, again, just, they're moving. Veldkamp in the shotgun, hands it off up the middle, and he's not going to get there as the midshipmen were all over it. So early decision time for Florida Atlantic, 4th and 2 now. And they were moving really quickly, but looks like they, yeah, they're going to go for it, 4th and 2. This is the 40th 4th down attempt this year. So these guys really like going for it on 4th down. 4th and 2 in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right. Sending a man in motion. Veldkamp going to keep it up the middle, and he's going to get there. That is a brand new set of downs for the Owls. And Veldkamp already, again, they're ready to go. 1st and 10, Veldkamp swings it out to the running back, and he can't make the catch. Can't make the catch, as that is incomplete. So 2nd and 10 coming up again. They still move fast even on incomplete passes. So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Owls. They're kind of relaxing a little bit here. 2nd and 10 at the 38. Veldkamp. And it doesn't matter because there's a flag. False start on the offense, number 66. I just noticed the camera. I mean, it's kind of odd here. The camera, I guess the press box on the away side, because Navy, everything is inverse, so that's really weird. So 2nd and 15 coming up for the Owls. Ball at the 43. In the shotgun is Veldkamp. Sending a man in motion. Veldkamp drops back. Looking. Fires to the end zone. It is caught! Touchdown, Florida Atlantic! A 43-yard dart to Platt. And Florida Atlantic take an early lead here with 12:17 left to go. I got Navy on my parlay right now, just waiting for the Bulls to quit playing with their food and win. Yeah, we'll see. Everyone's going Navy, so I'm pulling Florida. Just got to Chili's. 3 for me, $10.99 chips, salsa, Dr. Pepper, Big Burger, and fries. There we go. Lucky you. Lucky you. I cannot do that right now as I'm working here. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is up. It is good. 7-0, Florida Atlantic strike first. Moving really quickly again with their hurry-up offense. Jayshon Platt with the 43-yard catch. So they'll step away. I, of course, will be right here. Hopefully you enjoy your meal there, Trisk. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. Don't be a stranger if you don't, want to be a stranger. Feel free to chat down below. Talk about whatever you like. I try to respond to as many comments as I possibly can. Happening in college football right now. What do we have here? We have Ole Miss leading 34-26 over Oklahoma. Dr. Iowa quarterback has 10 rushing touchdowns, which is top 5, including halfback, and he has 7 straight games with a rushing touchdown, tying quarterback record of games with a rushing touchdown. That's very nice. Good stuff. Is it still Gronowski? Is he still the guy over there? Memphis leading 34-31. That's interesting. That does impact Navy, of course. I mean, Navy in the American, of course, Florida Atlantic, of course, as well. But this is more of the top of the American Conference. Old Dominion 24, Appalachian State 14. Auburn 30, Arkansas 24. Akron 24, Buffalo 13. Buffalo, ooh, looking really rough there. Again, they're 3-0 in the MAC, but they have they have their hands full right now with Akron. Navy will come back and score immediately, I believe, with their run offense. Yeah, no, they probably will. Navy's really good this year. Rice 10, UConn 7. New Mexico 7, Utah State nothing. Iowa State 7, BYU nothing. Pittsburgh leading 7-0 over NC State. San Diego State and Fresno State 0-0. Yale Monroe 7, Southern Miss 0. Florida Atlantic 7, Navy nothing. Tulsa 3, Temple nothing. Northern Illinois 7, Ball State 0. Central Michigan 7. Massachusetts have just scored. They're looking for the extra point. As it's 7-6 right there. Miami of Ohio 3, Western Michigan 0. Vanderbilt, Missouri 0-0. Illinois, Washington 0-0. Minnesota, Iowa 0-0. No, Iowa's just scored. Iowa now up 6-0 over Minnesota. And Toledo and Washington State 0-0. Again, a lot of football happening. Of course, it's Saturday. Usually the 2:30, 3:30 window is where a lot of the games are played. So again, appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure again to like and subscribe as we're returning to action here. Again, they're showing the replay on this 43-yard catch. Very nice pass here by Veldkamp. And of course, Platt just kind of doing a good job just with the post route. The one inside move really just kind of did it for him. Ole Miss will win. Yeah, I think they are going to win. All right, we're back again. We're just ready to kick things off here as Florida Atlantic is lined up to boot it away. Annapolis, Maryland. As that is fielded in the end zone. He's at the 10, the 15, the 20, 25, and brought down at the 27-yard line. So Bryant on the return there. Nice return. Here is Blake Horvath, 640 rushing yards, 980 passing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, 7 passing touchdowns, 106 yards. A game leads, of course, all FBS quarterbacks with that. So they, again, expect a lot of run here if you're not familiar with these two teams. Last week against Temple, 155 on the ground on 19 carries, 141 passing yards, and 3 touchdowns total. First and 10, Horvath is, of course, in the wing. He's under center. Horvath sending a man in motion, hands it off up the middle, and this is Teska on the carry, fighting forward and gets to about the 30-yard line. So just a gain of 2 there, as it'll be 2nd and 8 coming up for the Midshipmen. 2nd and 8. Horvath in the shotgun, receiver to left, receiver to the right. Horvath sending a man in motion. Horvath takes the snap. He's got some options. He's going to take it himself at the 35, at the 40, the 45, and pushed across the 50 as he's brought down at the 49. Pitt and Iowa both up 7. Nice. Very nice indeed. Horvath again. One of the best. One of the best in the country for sure. Again, just a great runner. But also pass it, of course. South Florida offensive penalty now long. Ooh, that's tough. First and 10 at the 49. Horvath was in the shotgun. Now they're going to switch it to the traditional wing. Horvath changing it up at the line. Horvath hands it off. This is Teska on the run, and he's going to get a good run there. Gain of 5 for Navy. Showing, of course, the most rushing yards in the country. Horvath at 106. Zarka for Air Force, 103. Haynes King from Georgia Tech, 93. And then, of course, Cale Helms, 86 for Army. So, again, 3 of the 4 schools are academy schools. So, there you go. I mean, that would make a lot more sense. You know, again, Navy, Air Force, Army, they run the ball. And they also mix in a little bit of running. 2nd and 5 here at the 44. Horvath is going to keep it up the middle. Horvath fights forward to about the 40-yard line, as that is a gain of 4. That'll make it 3rd and 1 coming up for Midshipmen. Nicole Gramatica is the kicker. Oh, really? Gramatica? Yeah, Gramatica is the kicker. Do you think Horvath gets drafted? I don't really know what the like if he gets drafted. Like he still has to serve, right? I mean, I don't know how that would work. I don't know. It'd be pretty tough for him to do so. 3rd and 1, sending a man in motion. Horvath underneath the center, and he will get the first down as they did like a tush push there. That's interesting. So the fullback pushed the quarterback, and the running back pushed the fullback there. That was pretty cool. Oh, no good. So South Florida's going to lose? Or are they going to lose to Memphis? 1st and 10 here for Navy as we're crossing the 9-minute mark here in the first quarter. Horvath in the shotgun. 2 receivers out there. One to the left, one to the right. Horvath takes the snap, and it's going to pitch it out. He's at the 40, he's at the 35, cuts inside at the 30, and that's where he's brought down. That is Chapman on the carry. Nice little run, gain of 8 yards. That's what Navy does. Again, just mixing it up. It's not going to be too flashy, but it really is, honestly, just all the misdirection that they do. It really is really cool. That's how the game used to be played. It is really neat. 2nd and 2. Horvath in the shotgun, and now he's going to go again to the traditional wing. Receiver to the left, but that is it. Horvath moving to his left. Play action, fires. It is caught at the 10 and brought down at the 6. That is Chapman on the catch. And again, they can throw it, folks. I understand they like running, but I mean, Horvath is not a bad passer by any means. As he connects there, beautifully thrown. Chapman with a great catch. And they are inside the 10. So 1st and goal at the 7. Horvath is under center. In the wing, sending a man in motion. Horvath going to take it himself up the middle at the 5, extending, and he's in. Touchdown, Navy Midshipmen. And they answer right back. As they're an extra point away, of course, from tying it up. Horvath again just taking it pretty much up the middle. That's what they do. They just like to run and run and run. Again, they'll mix in a pass every now and then, and it usually does well because everyone's expecting the run. So we're just pending the extra point here. And the confirmation, I mean, he clearly got there. I don't know why. Navy, Navy, Navy. The extra point pending. The snap, the hold, the kick. It is up. It is good. 7-7 is your score. Florida Atlantic and Navy with 7:38 left to go here in the first quarter. Blake Horvath doing it through the air and, of course, on the ground, leading the team right now with rushing yards and, of course, passing. They'll step away. I, of course, will be right here. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe, folks. This is what I do. I call games. So, again, if you like the NFL, if you like college football, this is the channel for you. As I try my best to impersonate what you'd hear on the classic, TV or radio broadcast. It's really voice acting at this point, but, it is what it is. All right, Old Dominion 24, Appalachian State 21. Auburn 33, Arkansas 24. Akron up 24-13 over Buffalo. Rice leading 10-7 over UConn. New Mexico up 14-0 over Utah State. BYU and Iowa State 7-7. Pittsburgh leading 7-0 over NC State. San Diego State and Fresno State 0-0. Pardon me there. UL Monroe 7, Southern Miss nothing. Tulsa leading 3-0 over Temple. Northern Illinois 7, Ball State 0. Central Michigan 13, Massachusetts 7. Miami of Ohio 3, Western Michigan nothing. Alabama and South Carolina 0-0 in that one. Missouri and Vanderbilt tied at 0-0. Washington 7, Illinois 0. Iowa 7, Minnesota 0. And Washington State 0, Toledo 0. And as always, again, feel free to chat down below. Talk about whatever you like. Let me know if you're pulling for Navy. Let me know if you're pulling for Florida Atlantic. Let me know if you went to those schools. Or, of course, Academy if you served. Let me know. Let me know. Or not. That's okay. You guys do what you want to do. Final scores from earlier. Ole Miss over Oklahoma, 34-26. Memphis knocking down South Florida. They will not be ranked after this week, 34-31. Wake Forest 13, SMU 12, Indiana 56, UCLA 6, Georgia Tech 41, Syracuse 16, Virginia 17, North Carolina 16, Virginia staying. I mean, if they would have lost that game, they would not have been ranked. So they are staying ranked 4-0 in the ACC. Nebraska 28, Northwestern 21, Rutgers 27, Purdue 24. Kansas State 42, Kansas 17, Kent State 24, Bowling Green 21, and Ohio 28, Eastern Michigan 21. All right, we are back. We are back. I went to Old Navy for 5 years, but I won't shop there anymore. Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. As Navy kicks things off. That's going to be booted out of the end zone for a touchback. Again, Florida Atlantic, they move fast. That is kind of what they do here. So, expect a lot of, after the play is ending, about 10 seconds later, they're already lined up ready to snap it. If they hadn't done so already. Showing off the Navy cadets there in the crowd. So, all right, 1st and 10 here. Veldkamp fires on the bubble screen. It's caught at the 25, and he's hit at the 27-yard line. That is a gain of 2. It's caught by Messer. That's his second grab of the day. I'm going to give him 3 there. So 2nd and 7 here at the 28. In the shotgun is Veldkamp. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Veldkamp drops back, looking to his right. Steps up, and shovel pass to the running back. Oh, and it's a little bit behind him. Incomplete. Veldkamp trying to do something fancy there. Just didn't connect. Sands, the running back there. Just, a little bit behind him. All right, 3rd and 7 here for Florida Atlantic. This is, again, it's pretty big. Again, a lot of contrasting styles here. Veldkamp in the shotgun, drops back, looking over the middle. Oh, he loses the ball. It's a fumble, and it's recovered by Navy. Oh, that's a killer for Florida Atlantic. And Navy will have fantastic field position. Veldkamp just dropping back, stepped up, but couldn't step up quick enough, as that was a, what was that, clinic or something like that. Knocking it out. Navy will have the ball. Deep in Florida Atlantic territory. Worst turnover margin this season. Florida Atlantic minus 13. Of course, again, the style that they play, it's not really shocking. So 1st and 10 at the 23 of Florida Atlantic. Navy already looking pretty good. Horvath in the shotgun, sending a man in motion is Horvath. Horvath touch pass here, as looks like the cameraman doesn't know where he is, as Chapman's going to step out of bounds around the 17-yard line. The cameraman was lost. And unfortunately, I'm at the mercy of the cameraman. I think one of the Pitt O-linemen got hurt. That's not good. Hopefully, he'll be okay. I don't think Pitt has a lot of depth, just everywhere, really. Navy Midshipmen have points on every red zone trip in 84% touchdown percentage. I mean, that is just amazing. 2nd and 3 ball at the 16. Horvath in the shotgun. Hands it off on the end arounds at the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Navy Midshipmen. Woodson, I think he's like the backup quarterback, but he was in there. Oh, my goodness. Braxton Woodson, yes, the backup quarterback. He showed off his speed there, and Navy just like that up 13-7. I don't know how, I guess Woodson, I don't know if he's a senior or not, but, you know, hey, he might be the quarterback future if he's not. Ken Horvath is a senior. So we're pending the extra point here. Snap, hold, kick. It is up. It is good. Navy leading 14-7 over Florida Atlantic with 6:16 left to go here in the first. You like Desmond Reed? Desmond Reed is really good. That guy's going to the NFL for sure. So again, 14-7, they're heading to commercial break. I, of course, will stay right here, folks. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you like what you're listening to. This is what I do, folks. I call games. So again, if you like games, like, of course, this one, then definitely like and subscribe for more play-by-play with DrDelay. This is what I do, folks. Trying to see what in the world's going on here. But yeah, no, again, feel free to chat down below. Talk about whatever you like. I try to respond to as many. That over 63.5 looking good. Right now, yeah, you are correct. You are indeed correct. I would agree with that statement for sure. So, but again, I do appreciate you guys for hanging out in this one. But yeah, I will try to get to some scores here. Just checking out some stuff behind the scenes here. As, yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. But I see we did get to 1650. So again, appreciate you guys. We crossed another milestone on the channel. So I do appreciate you guys for your support. And again, if you do like the style that I'm offering here, make sure again to like it up and sub it up. All right, what's happening? Akron leading 24-16 over Buffalo. Rice leading 10-7 over UConn. New Mexico up 14-0 over Utah State. Iowa State 10 by BYU 7. Pittsburgh leading 7-0. They are driving at the NC State 13. 7-0 there over in NC State. San Diego State 7. Fresno State nothing. UL Monroe 7. Southern Miss 7. Navy 14. Florida Atlantic 7. Temple 7. Tulsa 3. Northern Illinois 7. Ball State nothing. Central Michigan 14, Massachusetts 7, Miami of Ohio 6, Western Michigan nothing, South Carolina 3, Alabama nothing, 0-0 there in Vanderbilt as they host Missouri, 7-3 Washington over Illinois right now, Iowa 10, Minnesota nothing, and Toledo 0, Washington State 0. Let's see, Kenneth wants the over. It looks like Dan, again, I do apologize, I don't know, I mean, I'm just going to go with the first 3 there on the username. Dan Nicholson wants the under. So we'll see what happens here. Again, appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm pulling for both of you, even though it's not possible. I hope you guys both win. I really do. The only time I'm for participation trophies is with sports betting. As Navy kicks things off to resume this one again, they're up 14-7. Fielded in the end. He's going to take it out. He's at the 10, the 15, the 20, 25, 30, and hit hard at the 32-yard line. Again, he was hit really hard there. But he's okay. He didn't fumble the ball. So, 1st and 10 coming up for Florida Atlantic. Veldkamp again fumbling the ball on the last drive, giving Navy a short field. So, we'll see what happens here. So far, 5 for 8, 75 yards and a touchdown. Of course, again, he has that fumble. That was costly. Veldkamp in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. Veldkamp hands it off up the middle, and he can't find anything as he finds a couple of yards. Not much. Again, a very just contrasting styles here. Navy, again, they will huddle up. They're going to take their time. They're going to run the ball for the most part. About 80% of the time they'll run it. 20% they'll pass it. And then Florida Atlantic, they will not take their time, though they are taking their time here a little bit. And they will pass it about 80% of the time. So conflicting styles here, contrasting styles. Feldkamp in the shotgun, trips left, 2 receivers to the right. Yeah, they're letting this tick down all the way here. Feldkamp. And, yeah, I don't know what in the world happened. Is that going to be a timeout? Oh, wow. They let it tick down all the way. Veldkamp, I don't know what he was doing. Veldkamp was just kind of taking his time. And if it weren't for the coach calling a timeout, would have been a delayed game. Like, I don't even know what he was doing. Veldkamp was just, like, relaxing. I guess he went AFK for a little bit. If you're a gamer, you would know what that is, I guess. What the heck? It is what it is. Again, timeout, Florida Atlantic. Again, Navy leading 14-7. 5:23, of course, left to go here in the first quarter. Again, I do appreciate you guys for hanging out for this one. And again, let me know. What bets you have. Let me know, again, if you're pulling for Navy, Florida Atlantic. We do have a poll. 63% of you guys have Navy winning this one. Out of town scoreboard right now. Again, Indiana defeating UCLA 56-6. Georgia Tech over Syracuse 41-16. They didn't show the other one. Dang it. Or I didn't see the other one in time. Second and 8 in the shotgun is Veldkamp. Veldkamp drops back. Looking to his right. Fires. It is incomplete. Pass intended. Actually, I couldn't tell you who was intended to. But again, the throw was well short. I don't know if it was batted at the line or not. But that was a little odd. That's actually the second time he's thrown it short. Set up 10-0. Let's go. Hopefully they don't blow the lead. They usually do that. 3rd and 8. Ball at the 34. Veldkamp drops back, looking over the middle. Moving to his right is Veldkamp. Now he's reversing field to his left. He's stumbling everywhere. He's going to take off a run. He's at the 35, the 40 extending. Did he get there? I think he did. Oh, they're going to mark him a yard short. They're going to say he was down. Oh, that's a good effort by Veldkamp, but unable to get there. It's 4th and 1 from their own 41. They're gonna go for it. In the shotgun is Veldkamp, and they're going for it. Veldkamp going to take it himself up the middle, and he's got the first down. That would have been huge for Navy if they were able to stop him there. But it is huge for Florida Atlantic, who gets the first down. It would have been a disaster if they weren't able to, get that. So 1st and 10 coming up for Florida Atlantic. Now the officials having a little chat here. The officials talking it over. Now they're just going to add some more time on the clock here. 4:30 and counting here. In the the first quarter. I'm just lost right now. 14-7 is your score. Navy over Florida Atlantic. Veldkamp drops back, looking over the middle, fires it down the middle. It is caught. Oh, what a catch. Again, Platt with another big catch down the middle of the field. And that flips the field position there. Platt, oh man, barely holding on, but able to make the catch. What a catch. 1st and 10 at the 12. They're moving fast. Veldkamp takes a snap, moving up the middle. He's at the 10 and sliding down at the 7. He took a shot there at the end, and there's a late flag. Yep, there it is. Veldkamp slid late, and of course that resulted in late contact. Iowa picks up. Oh, let's go. Iowa looking good now. So again, Veldkamp running around everywhere and, gave himself up a little bit late. You kind of see this with, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, that guy. You'll hear it by Chris Collinsworth a lot. Personal foul, targeting, defense. Ooh, this could, again, targeting could be Ejection. Wow, that would be such a killer. Again, he slid late. Oh, man. He slid really late. But to be fair, I mean, the defender didn't really need to do that. I mean, in his defense, Grant just, Grant does lower. Grant does lower the head. Of course, that's how you usually lower yourself. If you lower yourself, folks, you will lower the head as well. That's how it goes. But that is football for you. South Carolina 3, Bama nothing. Yep. Alabama just scored. Never mind. Alabama leading now 6-3. So again, they're checking to see if it's targeting. They're just checking to see if it's going to be a. Yeah, I don't know if Grant's going to be ejected or not. I couldn't tell you. I don't really know what the grounds are for an ejection. Dr. Go is a ref for Halloween and have a Mahomes sign. There we go. 100%. That was a pick 6+1. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I should go as Chris Collinsworth. And I just talk about Patrick Mahomes at every single, door I go to. First, I'm like, why is a grown man trick-or-treating? And then the second question is, why is this guy imitating Chris Collinsworth? A lot of things there. There'd be a lot of, if you like trick-or-treating, you're grown up, that's fine. I don't know if I've seen that in the last good bit of years. And there is not a foul for targeting, so never mind. So it's going to be 2nd and 5 here at the 8. I imagine I would go trick-or-treating again, in the future, with kids and everything, but that is definitely in the future for sure. Way in the future, I'd say, at the moment. So 2nd and 5 here for Florida Atlantic. Again, they're at the 8. Looks like Veldkamp is going to be in the shotgun. What else is new? Again, that's kind of what they do. They're an air raid type of offense. They move fast. In the shotgun. Sending a man in motion. Veldkamp is going to hand. No! Play action. Dumps it off. It's caught by Messer, who just gets a yard after that. So, yeah, it gets down to the 8. So they were actually at the 9. Now they're down to the 8. You got the football. Yes, there we go. Yeah, if you leave a like, folks, you see a football moving. Again, that's because it's a football channel. I mean, YouTube knows I'm a football channel. So if you're a football fan, you are definitely subscribing to this channel. So 3rd and 4. They need to get to the 4 for a brand new set of downs. Veldkamp drops back, fires. It's caught, but there is a whistle blown. Messer would have had the first down, but there's a false start. False start on the offense. That's a killer for the Owls. That is a killer for the Owls. So 3rd and 9 coming up for Florida Atlantic. Again, they need to get to the 4 for a brand new set of downs. Of course, the end zone not too far behind it. In the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Veldkamp drops back, looking over the middle, steps up, fires the end zone. That is overthrown, incomplete. Incomplete. And looks like they're going to have to bring out the field goal units. Just missed them. So this will be about a 30-yard attempt, I would say. This is Garrison Smith. He's made 9 for 10 this year. This is from the left hash to snap the hold to kick. It is up. It is good. All right. Well, hey, Florida Atlantic able to get 3 there as Navy leads 14-10 with 2:35 left to go here in the first quarter. All right, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with DrDelay. This is what I do on the channel. I call games. So, again, if you like the NFL, if you like college football, hopefully you like what you're listening to. This is my second game of the day, so I'm a little bit tired. I actually was tired in the first game because I didn't sleep well, but it is what it is. Now, of course, here I am with game 2. And we're just going to keep on moving. Let's go ahead and refresh this thing here. Okay, Akron leading still 24-16 over Buffalo. Rice leading 16-14 over UConn. New Mexico 19, Utah State 7. Alabama leading 7-3 over South Alabama. Missouri 0, Vanderbilt 0. Iowa State 17, BYU 7. Washington 14, Illinois 3, Iowa 17, Minnesota nothing. Toledo, Washington State 0-0 at the end of the first. Pittsburgh leading 10-7 over NC State. San Diego State leading 7-0 over Fresno State. Southern Miss and UL Monroe 7-7. Navy 14, Florida Atlantic 10. Temple 7, Tulsa 3. Ball State and Northern Illinois tied at 7 apiece. Central Michigan 21. Massachusetts 7, Miami of Ohio 6, Western Michigan nothing. Cincinnati leading 7-0 over Baylor. Cincinnati ranked now. Look at that, the top 25. So, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure again to like and subscribe. Feel free to chat down below and talk about whatever you like. I try to respond to as many comments as I possibly can. So that is that. And again, 64% of you guys have Navy winning this game. FAU at 36%. So, and of course, again, I'm covering plenty of the NFL tomorrow. So if you are an NFL fan, I'll be doing 3 games tomorrow. So that'll be Falcons, Dolphins, the Buccaneers, Saints, and the Steelers, Packers. It's kind of random. Of course, I do every Steelers game. So there is that. But yeah, so during that window, I pretty much will do a Steelers game. The other windows are kind of random. So it's going to be a kickoff here for, again, Florida Atlantic going to kick things back off to Navy, who lead 14-10. Still here in the first quarter. It's a long first quarter. Almost 50 minutes now. As here is the kickoff. That is booted into the end zone where he's going to take a knee for a touchback. Again, they're showing off Blake Horvath, who's done a great job so far in this one. Mostly on the ground. Of course, he's 2 for 2 for 30 yards. So again, he can throw it as well. So 1st and 10 here for the Midshipmen. Horvath 4 for 34 on the ground. Braxton Woodson, the backup quarterback, getting involved. 1 for 16 on the ground. Horvath hands it off. No, he's going to keep it on the option. Pitches it to Chapman at the 30. He's at the 35 and is brought down at the 40. That is a gain of 15. On the play, again, the option there, the triple option. It can be so lethal if you know how to do it, and they know how to do it. Why they are 6-0 for sure is Horvath is in the shotgun. Receiver to the left, receiver to the right. Sending a man in motion. Horvath on the option. He's going to keep it himself. He's at the 45, the 50. And is pushed forward and brought down at the 45-yard line. It's another gain of 15 and another brand new set of downs for the Midshipmen. Doing a great job. Geez, All right, 1st and 10 at the 45. Horvath in the shotgun. Horvath takes a snap, and he's going to keep it on the RPO up the middle, and he's tripped up after a gain of about 3. Brought down at the 42-yard line. And looks like they may go a little bit hurry up here. Horvath is in the traditional wing. Receiver to left, of course, again, everyone else pretty much inside. Sending a man in motion, hands it off up the middle to Teska. Teska fighting forward and is brought down at the 36-yard line. That is a gain of 6. Fussel's done for the year. Yeah, that is, oh my gosh. Man. Thank you for letting me know. That is a killer, man. That means no baseball, huh? As well. Jeez, 3rd and 1. Ball at the 36. Horvath hands it off up the middle. He's got some space at the 30 and brought down at the 27. Fussell. It's a kid that, he plays for the team I cover here. In my neck of the woods, I cover high school sports for football. Or this football, really, high school football. Yeah. Oh, he was such a great player. And a great baseball player, too. That's a shame. That's a shame. So 9 seconds left. Apparently they're going to, I don't know if there's an injury there. A little slow to get up. Yeah, just got hit there in the head. So 9 seconds left here in the first quarter. Navy leading 14-10. I imagine they're going to wind the clock here and just kind of wind it down if I had to guess. But I could be wrong. Yep, they are. Okay, well, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 14-10, Navy leading over Florida Atlantic. And Navy is driving. Starts the Florida Atlantic, 27. He could be back. Probably would only pitch for the first couple minutes. Okay. Well, at least there's that. Man, that's such a devastating loss. Oh, man. Well, I imagine we'll win next week regardless with him or not. But looks like, again, they were going to have to throw it anyway. That's what they're going to have to do against Harden. So we'll see. That's sad, though. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with DrDelay. This is what I do, folks. I call games. So, again, if you like the college football, if you like NFL, this is what I do. I call games. 6 months recovery time after surgery puts him out until April. That's right when district starts. Gotcha. He's getting surgery today or this weekend, I imagine. Yeah. Man, that is tough. That is brutal. But yeah, again, I do appreciate you guys for hanging out. Again, feel free to chat down below and talk about whatever you'd like. I try to respond to as many comments as possible. Go and refresh this. All right, again, Akron has just defeated Buffalo 24-16. That is an upset. They have a 3 for me Chili's commercial. Now my stomach is growling. Didn't really get to eat much earlier, so definitely starving. New Mexico 26, Utah State 7. Alabama leading 7-3 over South Carolina. Missouri and Vanderbilt 0-0. Iowa State 17, BYU 7. Washington 14, Illinois 3. Iowa 24, Minnesota nothing. Toledo, Washington State 0-0. Pittsburgh leading 17-7 over NC State. San Diego State leading 10-0 over Fresno State in the second quarter. Southern Miss 14, Yo Monroe 7. Let's see, Temple leading Tulsa 7-3. Ball State, Northern Illinois 7-7. Central Michigan 24, Massachusetts 7. Miami of Ohio 6, Western Michigan nothing. Cincinnati 7, Baylor nothing. Texas 6, Mississippi State nothing. That one just now getting underway in that one. No clue, probably ASAP though. Oh, he's great. Oh, dude, he's awesome. Great athlete. I don't know him personally, but he's a great athlete for sure. Yeah, how's it going, Jacob? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm hoping that halftime, I guess, as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to make spaghetti because I have not. I have not eaten. I tried it a little bit, but I don't know, wasn't a fan. I have to tell my wife. I'm sorry. I just don't like having to work for my food. There's like a lot of little bones in there. She said, well, it was made that way on purpose. I'm like, well, I don't really like that. So, yeah, I don't like working. I like wings. Yeah, I don't like stuff you have to work for, folks. That's just me. maybe I'm just a terrible human being, but I just don't like working for things, you know. If, you know, like, well, yeah, end times, you know, they used to hunt and work. Yeah, I get that, you know. I'll worry about that in the apocalypse. I'm not trying to do that right now, you know. I'm not trying to work for my food. But yeah, I'm ready, man. Steelers, Packers, that should be a great one tomorrow. Should be a great one. Hopefully the Steelers win. As we're working our way back to coverage here in Annapolis, that's what it is. Annapolis, Maryland. Where again, Navy leading 14-10. They are driving as they're at the Florida Atlantic 27. So 1st and 10 here at the 27. Horvath is in the shotgun. 2 receivers to right, 1 to the left. And looks like they're going to change it up the formation again in the shotgun. But now receivers coming in as he hands it off. This is Heidenreich on the carry, and he's going to get a couple as he's brought down at the 25. The announcer here did say 6'7", if you are familiar with that term. That is a brutal term, but hey, you know what? I actually find it catchy now at this point. It's kind of catchy. Tallest head coach in FBS, 6 foot. He's actually 6'7". That's why they said 6'7". All right, 2nd and 8, ball at the 25. Horvath under center, sending a man in motion. Horvath hands it off up the middle, and Teska still on his feet, brought down after a nice gain of about 6 or 7. Actually, didn't mean to say it that time. We'll just say 6, maybe 7. Jeez, I want to get canceled by everybody here. I'm not trying to actually say that one. Pit up 17-14. Jeez, yeah, see, I'm telling you, they don't know how to hold. They don't know how to hold leads. They just can't. 3rd and 2. Horvath under center in the wing. He's going to take it himself up the middle. This time, Florida Atlantic blows it up. Oh, they had no chance on that play. Florida Atlantic defensive line overpowering Navy. Now Horvath looking. Yeah, they're going to go for it. So yeah, they're going to go for it here on 4th and 2. They need to get to the 17 for a brand new set of downs. Horvath under center. In the wing, sending a man in motion, hands it up. No, it's a triple option. He tosses it to Chapman, and he got the first out the 15. He's at the 10. Pushed out of bounds at the 8. The triple option is so good. It fakes out me. It fakes out the cameraman. It fakes out Florida Atlantic. As Navy gets another first down. Brentford still leading Liverpool. And Aragon started at the 1 and passed. I wanted 4.5 for the Bees. They only offered 4. Tough. Unfortunate 1st and goal here. Horvath hands it off the middle. This is Teska, and Teska not really finding much as he finds a yard, but nothing more. So 2nd and goal coming up for Navy. Again, red zone breakdown here. So Navy has scored every single time they've touched the red zone, which is really how it should be. But they've also scored 23 of the 26 times those have been touchdowns. So that is number 1 in the FBS. They know how to punch it through. 2nd and goal at the 7. Horvath in the shotgun. Horvath is going to keep it up the middle. He's at the 5. Horvath fighting forward, and he's in. Touchdown, Navy Midshipmen. And Navy once again finds the end zone as they now lead by 2 scores. Jeez. Horvath is he's tough to bring down. He's not the biggest guy in the world either. He just keeps going as the extra point is up. The extra point is good. 21-10, Navy leading over Florida Atlantic. They'll step away. I, of course, will stay right here. All right, here again, what's happening? We got UConn and Rice. Apparently 20 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Did not know it was possible, but here we are. So, yeah, UConn leading 21-17 over Rice. New Mexico 26, Utah State 7. Alabama 7, South Carolina 3. Missouri and Vanderbilt 0-0. Iowa State 17, BYU 7. Washington 14, Illinois 10. Illinois leading 31-0 over Minnesota. Jeez, Washington State 7, Toledo 0, Pittsburgh 17, NC State 14, San Diego State 10, Fresno State 0, Southern Miss 14, UL Monroe 7, Navy 21, Florida Atlantic 10, Temple. The heck was that? Temple leading 14-3 over Tulsa. Ball State 7, Northern Illinois 7, Central Michigan 24, Massachusetts 7, Western Michigan 7, Miami of Ohio 6, Cincinnati 7, Baylor 0, Texas Tech 7, Oklahoma State 0, Texas leading 7-0 over Mississippi State. So again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure again to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Pitt ran play action, wide receiver wide open. He catches it, drops it while falling. Wait. Pitt ran play action, wide receiver was wide open. He catches it and drops it while falling for an incompletion. I got you. Navy heavy fave here. I got you and Rhino talking over each other. He is doing San Diego State. That's my big one today. Oh, I got you. Well, I appreciate you, man. Tell the Rhino I said hello if you can. Wishing him good luck over there. I think we're both doing the same game later. He's doing Colorado State, Wyoming. I am also doing that one as well. So, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. Again, I do a bunch of college football, a bunch of NFL. Doing a lot of NFL tomorrow as well. Again, Dolphins, Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, and the Packers, Steelers. Big day tomorrow. So make sure, again, to subscribe to one of the fastest growing channels here on YouTube. It really is. Again, we are cruising away. Over 1,300 subs since the end of July, since August 1st. I say it's pretty good. Pretty good. We are trending in the right direction. All right, we're back here in Maryland. Navy leading 21-10 over Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic, costly turnover. Led to an easy score for Navy. That's why it's a two-score game. As there's the kickoff, fielded at the 80s, at the 10, the 15, the 20, and tripped up at the 22-yard line. Seth lost. Yeah, no, they lost by a field goal. Actually, it was by an extra point or something. All right, this is Caden Veldkamp. He is 7 for 12 on the day, 121 and a touchdown. They got to get something going here. So 1st and 10, ball at the 22. Veldkamp in the shotgun. Veldkamp drops back, looking over the middle. It's caught at the 30. It's at the 35. Cuts inside at the 40. Brought down at the 42-yard line. Nice catch and run there. This was Henry on the catch. He had a linebacker on him, but he just immediately just burned him as soon as he took a step forward. Pardon me. I'm sorry about that. Veldkamp fires it to the right, and it's caught by Platt for a gain of 3. Again, I didn't get the best sleep, so I really do feel bad. But again, hopefully if you like me at about 25% efficiency, you'll love me at 100%. So again, make sure to like and subscribe, folks. I guess I read that. Like I said, I'm not 100% right now. 2nd down, ball at the 49. Veldkamp in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Veldkamp hands it off up the middle. He's at the 50, but driven backwards after that. So couldn't find much. He will find a yard. I don't know if I've said this, but I love Caleb Wetjen punt return for touchdown. No, I don't know. I don't think you have. You said Desmond Reed. 3rd and 2 for Florida Atlantic as he hands it off up the middle, trying to bounce it outside. He does break a tackle. Oh, and he does get the first down at the 45 and push down a bounce at the 41. That is Sands on the run. I mean, again, doing a great job breaking free from the big defensive tackle in the middle. Rips away and able to make another guy miss, taking it outside. And again, a good hard-fought run there. That's a brand new set of downs for the Owls. So, 1st and 10 for Florida Atlantic. They need to get something going. They're at the 41 of Navy. Drops back to pass. Play action. Pointing, fires. It's caught the 25. And he's spinning around and brought down around the 22-yard line. That is Messer on the catch. That's not the first time we called his name. It should be his 3rd or 4th catch. Which plays for Iowa News. Oh, okay. Gotcha. 1st and 10 at the 22. Hands it off to Sands. Cuts inside at the 20. And is brought down at the 19-yard line. Campbell on the tackle. Again, if you're just tuning in, Navy leading 21-10 over Florida Atlantic. Veldkamp in the shotgun. Veldkamp drops back, looking, swings it out. It's caught by Messer. He's at the 15 and pushed out of bounds immediately there, as it'll be 3rd and 3. Makes it 3rd and manageable. It was pulled for Navy, Army, and you root against Air Force. No offense, but you know why. And if you don't worry about it. Actually, I don't know why. That's interesting. I kind of pull for all the academies myself. I mean, I don't have anything against Air Force. I have to look up some history on that. That's interesting. All right, 3rd and 3. Veldkamp in the shotgun. Yeah, I think he was going to move. Drops back to pass, but wait, no, there's a flag. So never mind on that. And looks like it's going to be false start against Florida Atlantic. I will not worry about it, though. Yeah, no, I'll look it up, though. That's interesting. Why might some people cheer for Navy and Army and not Air Force? I'll have to look that up. All right, 3rd and 8 here for Florida Atlantic. Again, they need to get something going. I mean, I'm sure they'll take a field goal and make it a one-score game, but ideally it's not what you want in this situation. They need to get to the 12 for a brand new set of downs. They're at the 20. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right, sending a man in motion, and there is another. Florida Atlantic having to call another timeout. Again, the clock hitting 0. Again, Veldkamp has multiple times today. It seems like he's just standing there taking his time. It's interesting. That's a killer. So the playoff contenders for the group of 5 that they really think have a great shot. Of course, UNLV 6-1, Tulane 6-1. Memphis 6-1, USF 6-2. They lost to Memphis. So again, USF, I don't think they'll be a contender anymore. 2 losses for a group of 5. That is pretty much it. They are done. And then of course Navy, they're 6-0. Now on the graphic they said they're 7-0. I don't think we should be saying that right now because again the game is not even close to being over. So we'll see what happens here. So 3rd and 8. In the shotgun, drops back, looking, moving to his right. Heavy pressure, fires it wildly out of bounds, incomplete. And I imagine they're going to have to settle for 3. If you're a true Army or Navy fan, you are not an Air Force supporter. No way. Okay, that's a book's worth of material. Interesting. I mean, Air Force, obviously, they wear different colors. I mean, Army, of course, keeps the gold. They kind of look like military on the field in a way. Air Force, of course, doesn't. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Again, I have to look at it. That's interesting. The snap, the hold, the kick. It is up. It is good. Just snuck it in there. Almost seeing a doink. Again, I've covered so many doinks here. All right, well, Florida Atlantic does make it a one-score game. Navy, of course, still leading 21-13. That's interesting. Hey, I need to look that up. I need to write that down so I don't forget. I probably will forget anyway. Plus 17 Florida. Shoot. Steve, what do you think? I think you should ask Steve Rosen. That's what I think, because I'm not a... when it comes to betting, I am not the guy. I am not the guy. I can give you stats and all that, but that's all I can give you when it comes to betting. I don't know nothing. UConn leading 21-17 over Rice. New Mexico leading 26-7 over Utah State. Alabama leading 7-3 over South Carolina. Missouri 3. Vanderbilt nothing. Iowa State 17. BYU 7. Washington 14. Illinois 10. Iowa 31. Minnesota nothing. Washington State 7. Toledo nothing. Pittsburgh leading 17-14 over NC State. You think it gets ugly? Let me look at the game real quick. Go back. Who do they play? I don't even know they play. Wait, where's Florida? I thought Florida. Are you talking about this game? You're talking about this game? I guess Florida's. If you're talking about Florida Atlantic, I could see either way, man. I can legit see either way. Right now, Navy's looking really good. They look like they've scored on every single drive. Florida Atlantic, obviously they're looking all right. 13 points isn't bad. But, if they want to keep up with Navy, they're going to have to really look for it. Versus Navy, yeah. It could get ugly. I don't know. I don't want to make you lose money, That's kind of where I'm coming from there. I could see either outcome, but Navy looks really good today. I will say that. That's what I'll say. Navy is shredding Florida Atlantic's defense right now. Steve is unsure. If Steve is unsure, then yeah. That's a tough one. This guy, he's an expert, but, he's going to sit it out. I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know if I could see Navy. I could see Navy blowing him out, but I also could just see them. Again, I could see Florida Atlantic keeping it close as well. I don't know. I would flip a coin if it's something you want to do. We are back here in Maryland, where again Navy leads 21-13 as Florida Atlantic just tacked on a field goal, and Navy will receive it at the 1, at the 10, the 15. Cutting outside, he's at the 20, the 25, the 30, and pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. But there is a flag, and this may come back. That's usually what that means. If there's a flag on the kick return or punt return, or any big play, really, it is always coming back. Personal foul, crackback block. On Navy, yep. That's a killer. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. They could blow them out. Then when Navy has one of those, they can blow them out when Navy has one of those 15-minute drives. Yeah. I don't really know the game as well as I know probabilities and angles. You're a gambler more than a sports guy. Okay, I got you. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think I could see either reaction. I personally pull it for a close game. That's better for me. I'm usually at my best when it's a close game. And of course, it's better for the channel. So yeah, block in the back. That's going to back them up. It's going to back Navy up to the 17. So that's where Horvath is in the shotgun. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left. Sending a man in motion. That is Chapman as he Horvath's going to keep it and toss it to Chapman at the 20s, at the 25, the 30, the 35, and ripped out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Well, just like that, after one play, they pretty much get back to where they were on the kickoff return. Again, Navy has looked really good. They are shredding this Florida Atlantic defense. So 1st and 10 for the Midshipmen as they're at the 40. Good spot there by the referee. Horvath under center, sending a man in motion. Oh, there's a fumble. There's a fumble. Who recovers? And Florida Atlantic, oh, they have recovered Navy. They mishandled the snap. And Florida Atlantic takes over. Oh, and that's what they needed. The snap never really went to Horvath. That is a killer. Except soccer, I know that sport really well firsthand and coaching the whole enchilada. Gotcha, yeah. Oh, I love soccer myself. Wow, that is a huge turnover. As Florida Atlantic will take over, probably inside the 35. What the heck was that sign? I don't have to look at that again, I guess. 1st and 10 here at the 34. Oh my goodness, my bad. It's Veldkamp fires down to the right side. It is tipped up in the air, incomplete. I was going to say Horvath, but that is not. I messed up there. Veldkamp. That's right. And of course, again, there's a flag. So if you like flags, again, this is the game for you. Another holding call. This time, of course, on Florida Atlantic. That'll back him up 10. So again, he had good field position. Now shooting themselves in the foot with a holding call. Fewest takeaways this season. Florida Atlantic only with 3. Texas State, believe it or not, with 2. Navy wins this easily. Yeah, probably. I just don't know the spread here. Is Veldkamp is going to throw, and it's a fumble, and it's picked up at the 45. He's at the 40 and brought down at the 37. Good heads-up play there by the tight end. Veldkamp was hit as he threw, but that one was... Yeah, so that's going to make it second and about 13, I'd say. They may review this, actually. It's looking like it may have been a forward pass, which would be an incomplete pass. So, yeah, they're going to review it here with 6:02 left to go. It'll probably be an incomplete pass, so 2nd and 20 coming up for Florida Atlantic. DrDelay, how's it going, Gina? How's it going? Good to see you. Miss Gina checking on in here. Cool thing about this Navy game is it feels super safe with 30% rate of interest. I have no idea what that means. I don't know if you can even get interest in gambling. I guess there's a way. But again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play with DrDelay. Again, we're under review here. Probably going to be an incomplete pass. So while that is happening, we'll check out some stuff, what's happening across the nation. Or we will not, actually, because now they've already reviewed it and reversed it. So, yes, incomplete pass. And now it's 2nd and 20 coming up for the Owls. So 2nd and 20, ball at the 44. That's the Owls, again, looking to try to take advantage of the turnover, but... well, they're moving backwards. 2nd and 20 at the 44. It's a bubble screen. Makes a guy miss, and he's devoured after just a yard there. Not much happening. Now, that's only a gain of a yard there. So that was Henry on the catch. 3rd and 19 coming up for the Owls. They're hurrying up offense, though. Veldkamp drops back, looking over the middle, fires, and it is incomplete. No one was in the area. Incomplete. Miss Gina pulling for Navy. Let's go Navy. So 4th and 19. That is a killer, though. Again, you get the turnover and just unable to do something. That's really the problem here with the Florida Atlantic. They just, I don't know. It seems like they're just shooting themselves in the foot. There's the snap, and here is the punt. And that is going to be caught at the 2 by Florida Atlantic. So great stuff there. Great punt. Great coverage. So Navy will take over at their own 3, I guess, with 5:31 left to go here in the second quarter. It was minus 12. Yeah, it was like I think it was minus 14 here on ESPN. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe before you go today. This is what I do. I call games. So, again, if you like the experience here, and I try to do the traditional radio or broadcast style, make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play with DrDelay. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow for the NFL. I'll be doing 3 games with that. Dolphins, Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, and, of course, the Steelers, Packers at night. So, again, I do apologize. I'm pretty sleepy. I'm not going to lie. Pretty tired. Didn't really get a lot of sleep last night. I'll be okay, though. I mean, I'll live. But, yeah, definitely not my best performance today. It is what it is. But, hey, if you like me at 25%, you'll love me at 100%. So look at it that way. Again, we'll check out some scores from across the nation. UConn leading 21-17 over Rice. They are at the half. New Mexico 26, Utah State 7. Alabama 7, South Carolina 3. Missouri leading 3-0 over Vanderbilt. Wow, geez, that's a low-scoring game. Iowa State 7, BYU 10. Washington down 14-17 Illinois. Iowa leading 31-0 over Minnesota. Washington State 14, Toledo nothing. Hold on. Geez, Okay, Pittsburgh 24 and NC State 14. San Diego State 10, Fresno State nothing. Southern Miss 21, UL Monroe 7. Temple leading 14-0 over, or 14-10 over Tulsa. 14-10. Ball State 7, Northern Illinois 7. Central Michigan 24, Massachusetts 7. Western Michigan 14, Miami of Ohio 9. Texas Tech 13. Oklahoma State, nothing. Cincinnati, 14. Baylor, nothing. And Texas and Mississippi State tied at 7 apiece. Rate of interest bet is so safe. It's like getting interest in the bank. The game's $30 when you bet 100 plus 30. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Makes sense. All right, we are back again. Navy's going to have the ball at their own 3 as Horvath is in the shotgun. And now he's going to be in the traditional wing. Horvath hands it off. This is Chapman up down the right side at the 10, the 15, the 20, 25. Jeez, I'm pushed out of bounds. It was on the end around there. Chapman just looking really good. Chapman's been very good today. Just staying in bounds, fighting for those extra yards. Just like that, they're out of, the end zone's no longer in the backfield pretty much. So 1st and 10 here for Navy as we're approaching the 5-minute mark here in this one. Horvath takes the snap. It's an option. Tosses to Chapman. He's at the 30, the 35, and brought down at the 41. So, again, they're just moving the ball down the field. Already 2 plays, 37 yards. So, 1st and 10 for Navy and this offense that is just moving down the field right now. Horvath is under center in the traditional wing. Of course, there's a receiver out to the right as well. Horvath keeps it on the option. And he's up the middle at the 45, the 50, and brought down at the 48-yard line. Again, another first down for Navy. And they are just moving right now. Jeez, Navy, again, they have a chance. They have a chance to do something very, very special if they keep this up. Horvath is under center in the wing. Sending a man in motion. Horvath moving to his right. He's going to dump it off. This is Chapman at the 45. Breaks a tackle at the 42 and pushed out of bounds at the 40. And the midshipmen coaches and bench not happy with the late shove there. I don't think it was that crazy of a shove myself. That's interesting there. A coach actually made contact with a player, but no foul. That's interesting. 2nd and 3 here. Ball at the 40. Hands it off. This is Teska. He's got the first down a little bit more as he's brought down after a gain of about 7. Teska, again, has been doing well. Whenever he gets the ball, gets a nice opportunity to get about 4 or 5 yards. It's been about the average there. So actually, yeah, 5 yards a carry. So 1st and 10 as we're ticking under 3 minutes here in the first half. 2:35 to be exact as of this moment. Chapman having a career day. 94 yards. He's never touched that before. Horvath taking himself on the option at the 30. And hit hard at the 25. Close to the line to gain. I believe they're going to give him the first down. They have just been moving down the field. I mean, it's amazing. 260 yards right now as they're at the 24 of Florida Atlantic. It looks like that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Yes, Navy leading 21-13. With 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Cuban Villain saying, let's go Navy. Yeah, they're looking really good, Cuban. Feel like if you needed 3,000, you should have borrowed 12,000, put it on Navy, win the bet, pay back the loan, enjoy the 3,000. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, if it's straight up, yeah, and if there's no spread, then yeah, for sure. That's how I would do it, by the way. I would bet with just no spreads. Not that I don't bet, but if I did, jeez. I would do straight up. Again, I do apologize if you see me yawning. I know it's probably annoying. I didn't really sleep the best last night, but I'm still here. So again, if you do like me at 25%, you'll love me at 100%. So make sure, again, to like and subscribe. Again, this is what I do, folks. I call games. So again, if you like college football, NFL, and yes, even in the MLB, I did a lot of MLB this year. Make sure, again, to subscribe to the channel because this is what I do. I call games. I call games. Later tonight. We'll be doing Wyoming and Colorado State. I already have a guy waiting, apparently. That's really cool. So, again, appreciate you guys for your support. So, but yeah, no, definitely appreciate it. And again, tomorrow I'll be doing 3 NFL games. Dolphins, Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, Packers, and the Steelers. So, yeah, hopefully, again, I get a good night's rest. And I don't have to worry about yawning my way through tomorrow. Navy offense so good. It is, Anthony. It is really good. Jeez, they are just very efficient on the ground. They really are. They really are. They are really good. And then for halftime, we'll step away. I'll go over like some scores from across college football, but I'll be back, of course, for the conclusion of the second half. I will leave the stream on. Of course, I'm not going to stop the stream. But I will step away. I'll see if I can make spaghetti real quick. That's what I'm going to try to do. I don't know. I hope I can make that happen. If I can, I can't. It is what it is. So, all right. So we're back here. It's going to be, I want to say a brand new set of downs was just happened. I already forgot. But yeah, 2-minute warning. Navy again leading 21-13. Looking at the top 10, Ohio State, they're off this week. Indiana defeating UCLA 56-6. A&M traveling LSU. That could be an interesting one. Alabama leading 7-6 over South Carolina. Georgia's off. Oregon plays Wisconsin later. Georgia Tech defeated Syracuse 41-16. Ole Miss defeated Oklahoma 34-26. Miami, they play Stanford later. And Vanderbilt is tied with Missouri 3-3. So 1st and 10 at the 24. Horvath is in the shotgun. And he hands it off to Heidenreich. And Heidenreich is brought down to the 20. You don't do spreads? Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think I would either. I would just take the straight up. It makes it easier. Less of a payout. But, you do it parlay, and then, you get, all that stuff. But again, I don't do that anyway. So second and about 5. Heidenreich averaging 80 yards a game. Receiving, he has 0 today. Actually leads the American, believe it or not. 2nd and 6 at the 20. Hands it off to Teska up the middle, and he is brought down after a gain of about 3. So yeah, Navy player leads their conference in receiving. That's interesting. Yeah, they haven't really had to do it today. I mean, they've only got 3 passes. I mean, the running game is working. Might as well just stick with it. So 3rd and 2. Horvath is under center. In the wing, Horvath going to take it himself down the right side, cuts inside, now outside again, and he's got the first down. And there is a flag that I think it's going to be a face mask. Yep, face mask on Florida Atlantic. That's going to be half the distance, so that'll put them at the 6 or 5.5, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, 1st and goal now for the Midshipmen. 37 seconds left to go here in the second quarter, pardon me. Navy again leading 21-13, looking to make this a 2-score game yet again. Horvath in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right, sending a man in motion. That is Chapman. Horvath keeping it up the middle, and he's brought down at the 3. Navy going to let this trickle down a little bit, then I imagine they'll take a timeout very soon. FSU losing. Huge loss for him. Yeah, but no, Florida State's done. Timeout Navy. A little over 20 seconds left to go here in the first half. Again, Navy leading 21-13. Yeah, FSU, they are not looking good. Let's go ahead and look at the standings here. Yeah, they're actually 0-4. Florida State is done. They are done. They're not going to make the playoff. They are done. Even if they run the table, they'll be 8-4. There's no chance. You have to be 10-2. You have to be 10-2 to make it. What the heck just happened to my screen? And even then, not a guarantee, as you saw with Miami last year. It's actually 22 seconds left to go here in the first half as Navy will have the ball. So again, they are moving it up. Moving it up and down the field pretty much with ease. Ball at the 3. Horvath is in the wing. Sending a man in motion. That is Heidenreich. It's a toss to Heidenreich. Heidenreich trying to squeeze through, but can't do it as he fights for a yard. And now Navy will take their second timeout with 17 seconds left to go. I would have let the clock tick down a little bit more. That's just me. Let's go Navy. A lot of Navy support here. They are 6-0. Of course, there's obviously, the patriotic reason, of course, to cheer for Navy or Army or Air Force. Apparently cheering for all the three, though, is rare. I did not know that. I'll have to look it up, though, for sure. Again, that's interesting to me. So, again, it's 3rd and goal. Actually, 19 seconds left. Again, Navy, they punch it in. They actually lead the FBS when they get into the red zone with the highest percentage that they score a touchdown. 84% of the time they get in the red zone, they score a touchdown. That's amazing. Amazing indeed. So 3rd and goal at the 2 as Horvath is under center. In the wing, sending a man in motion. Horvath hands it off to Teska up the middle, and he is not going to get there. Wow. Well, that's kind of a shocker considering, again, they usually end these drives with 6. And 2 seconds left, and that is going to be a timeout. Navy taking their final timeout. If Navy isn't undefeated, you're going to disappear off the face of the earth, man. That is crazy, Robert. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, again, if they keep it up here in this one, I think they will probably go to 7-0. But I don't know if you're talking about for the rest of the year for this one. But man, yeah, that's a tough one. Navy looks pretty good though. Navy does look really good today. So again, they're going to be a field goal attempt pretty much right at the 2. I mean, this would be actually going to be kind of a tough kick because, again, the angle from this kick is going to be pretty wide. A touchdown would be good for Navy. Yeah, it would have been. I don't think they're going to go for it, though. I think they're going to settle for 3. Never mind. What was I talking about? They're going to go for it. They're going for it here on 4th and goal from the 2. Horvath telling, hey, chill out. It's like, hey, shut up. Don't cheer. We're trying to listen. And looks like Florida Atlantic going to call a timeout as they want to talk it over. NHL Columbus and Pittsburgh, 2 hours. Yep, Pittsburgh, they've looked pretty good. They've got a tough schedule in November, yeah. So, yeah, again, a timeout. And let's see what happens here. South Florida. Oh. I'm like, well, yeah, that's all. Yeah, no, South Florida. Yeah, that is a devastating loss. I don't think they're going to get in now. Unless, of course, all the other group of 5 start losing multiple games as well. Because, yeah, 2 losses, group of 5, there's no way. There's no way. Of course, again, if the group of 5, the best they can do is 2 losses. 4th and goal, Horvath taking the snap, throwing to the end zone. It is caught, but he actually caught it at the 1. Oh, my goodness. Chapman was in the end zone, but he had to come out of the end zone to make the catch. The throw was not quite there. Horvath was fading. Yes, again, Chapman was in the end zone, but he had to come out to make the catch. And Florida Atlantic holds strong, so no score. As it's now, again, the score is still 21-13 as we head into the half. Oh, man, it's a killer. Now, Navy will receive the second half kickoff, so there is that. All right, so again, folks, I will probably step away. I'm going to go ahead and do the scores real quick. But again, make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with DrDelay. Again, I'll be back for the start of the second half. But right now, again, I'll just go over the scores real quick from the other games. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so what's happening across college football? We have UConn leading 24-17 over Rice, New Mexico 26, Utah State 7, Alabama leading 14-6 over South Carolina. 3-3 Missouri and Vanderbilt at the half. Iowa State 24, BYU 16. Make it 17. Washington leading 21-17 over Illinois. Iowa 31, Minnesota nothing. Washington State 21, Toledo nothing. Pittsburgh 24, NC State 21. San Diego State 13, Fresno State nothing. Southern Miss 21, UL Monroe 14. Navy 21, Florida Atlantic 13. Of course, that's the one we're covering here. Tulsa 17, Temple 14. Ball State 7, Northern Illinois 7. Central Michigan 24, Massachusetts 7, Western Michigan 14, Miami of Ohio 9, Texas Tech 21, Oklahoma State nothing, Cincinnati 17, Baylor nothing, and Texas and Mississippi State 7-7. FAU's defense now elite. No, it's not elite. That is the first time, though, that they've went into the red zone and have not scored. That is the first time Navy have been denied this season. That's interesting. But no, it's just one play. It was just not a really. I mean, Horvath should have. I mean, again, like I said, Chapman was in the end zone. He had to come out of the end zone to make the catch. He was wide open, but he had him by a few steps. So that was just not a great throw by Horvath. But all right, I will step away for halftime. I'll be back. Again, make sure again to like and subscribe, folks. But yes, I'll be back for the conclusion of this one. Don't worry, I'm not gonna stop the stream or anything. I'll be here. I assure you. See you soon. All right, we're working our way back to coverage here. I wasn't able to do nothing for my food. It is what it is. All right, but anyway, so Navy will get the ball to begin the second half. Of course, they ended the first half, again, on a 4th and goal at the 2. They're showing the play right now. Just absolutely devastating. And he was open, but the throw was a little bit off. It brought him back into the field of play. Of course, he made the catch, but it wasn't in the end zone. Of course, he was immediately hit. And, of course, that was the first time Navy has marched it into the red zone and were unable to come away with any points this season. But, of course, they get the ball back to start the second half as Florida Atlantic is ready to kick things back off. Again, Navy leading 21-13 as they receive it at the 1. He's at the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20. Spin move and brought down at the 22-yard line. And that's where Navy will begin their drive. Again, Horvath, only 4 passes thrown. Of course, that's kind of typical Navy, but not really when you think about how they've averaged about 13, 14 passes a game. It's been all on the ground here. Horvath has had a great day. Chapman, of course, you can see the leading runner. 6 carries, 94 yards. I mean, that is amazing. Now, it's not receiving. That is rushing the ball. And, of course, Chapman through the air, 4 catches, 38 yards. You would think those would be flipped for the receiving and running stats here. 1st and 10 in the shotgun is Horvath at the 22, sending a man in motion as Horvath takes a snap. It's an option, tosses to Chapman, and Chapman is immediately pushed out of bounds after maybe a couple. I'm not too sure on that one. I have to look at the spot there. But yeah, that was their longest drive of that first half. Again, 8 plays, 72 yards, touchdown. 2 plays, 23 yards, touchdown. 11 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. 2 plays, 17 yards, fumble. And then that last drive, 13 plays, 96 yards. And they didn't come away with any points. So that is just, again, that is kind of a bummer, I'm sure, if you're a Navy supporter, Navy fan, or just a Navy player, coach, whatever. 2nd and 7 at the 25. Horvath in the shotgun. He's looking over the middle, fires. It is incomplete as Heidenreich was covered by 3 people. And Horvath said, you know what, I'm going to throw it there anyway. Luckily for him, it finds the turf. Heidenreich was triple covered. I mean, that is amazing. And even then, the throw, if it was on target, probably would have been caught. So 3rd and 7 for the Midshipmen. Ball at the 25. They need to get to the 32 for a brand new set of downs, and there is a flag. False start. That's going to back them up 5. So Navy will be at the 20-yard line now. Looking at the win probability of this one, entering the game, it was at, I believe, 88%. Well, it says about 90, and that's pretty much the case right now, 90%, so nothing's really changed. Navy, again, they're undefeated. A lot on the line here. I'm sure you guys know that, of course, with the USF losing. That's now their 2nd loss of the year, so that group of 5 spot becomes wide open. 3rd and 12, Horvath in the shotgun, drops back, looking to his right, moving to his right, fires over the middle. It's caught at the 38. He immediately pays a price as Teska makes the catch. And that is a brand new set of downs for the Navy Midshipmen. Horvath again, he can move. Of course, obviously, he's been able to run the ball so efficiently, but also good movement in the pocket. Good throw on the run, and a huge hit delivered to Teska. So 1st and 10 at the 38, as Horvath is under center, receiver to the right. Of course, they're in the wing. Changing it up a little bit is Horvath at the line. Sending a man in motion, Horvath hands it off up the middle to Teska at the 40 and is brought down at the 43-yard line after a gain of 5. So 2nd and 5 for Navy as again, they look to make this a 2-score game. Of course, there's still a decent way to go. on the field. They're at their own 43 as Horvath hands it off to Teska up the middle, trying to find something, and he takes some hits there as he's brought down at the 45-yard line. Teska a little slow to get up. Yeah, again, he got hit. Multiple players there in on the tackle. So 3rd and 3 for Navy. Longest active winning streak, Ohio State 11, then Navy and BYU with 9. So they just know how to win, folks. 3rd and 3, Horvath on the triple option. He's going to toss it to Chapman, and Chapman's got the first down as he's stepping out of bounds across the 50 at the 49-yard line. And Chapman has been so good. He's been he's just been a difference maker. Definitely has the speed to be the difference maker again. That's why, I mean, he's averaging almost over 12 yards, maybe 14 yards a carry, I would say. Well, hold on. 14. No, maybe not 14. Just under 14, about 13 yards a carry. 1st and 10 at the 49. Horvath under center. Oh, he's dropping back to pass. Throws. It is incomplete. He had a guy open. He had the tight end open on the right sideline there. Just couldn't hit him. And it falls incomplete. Wow, that was huge. That was Howard, the intended receiver there. So 2nd and 10, ball at the 49. Horvath in the shotgun, receiver to left, receiver to the right. Horvath on the option, going to take it himself up the middle, and he loses the ball. He lost the ball. And who recovers? Florida Atlantic has recovered. Oh, another turnover. That's the 2nd fumble for Navy today. Can Florida Atlantic take advantage? Oh, he went up in the air, kind of like John Elway there in that Super Bowl run. But now they may look at it to see if his elbow had hit the ground prior. And I think so. I think it's going to be yeah, I think they're going to overturn this. I think they're going to look at it. They're going to look at it for sure, but I think they're going to overturn it. All right, well, we'll go ahead and go. Well, they're going to not really go to commercial break. We'll check on the scores from across the nation here. UConn leading 24 to, pardon me. Whoa. UConn and Rice are tied at 24 apiece. New Mexico leading Utah State 26-14. Alabama leading 14-6 over South Carolina. Missouri and Vanderbilt 3-3 in the 3rd quarter. Iowa State leading 24-17 over BYU. BYU is driving, though. They're at the Iowa State 19. Washington 21, Illinois 17. Iowa 31, Minnesota nothing. Washington State 21, Toledo 7. Pittsburgh 31, NC State 21. San Diego State leading 13-0 over Fresno State. Southern Miss 28, UL Monroe 14. And yes, the runner was indeed down, so that one will be overturned. So Navy ball. Temple leading 21-17 over Tulsa. Northern Illinois 14, Ball State 7. Central Michigan 38, Massachusetts 10. Western Michigan 14, Miami of Ohio 9. Texas Tech 21, Oklahoma State nothing. Cincinnati 24, Baylor 6. And Texas and Mississippi State at 14 apiece. Man, that's interesting. Mississippi State. I thought they could pull the upset off. But man, that would be crazy if that actually happened. All right, so it'll be 3rd and 6 for Navy. They're at the 45-yard line. They need to get to the 39 for a brand new set of downs. Horvath in the shotgun. Receiver to left, receiver to the right. Sending a man in motion. Horvath up the middle, spinning around, and he's tripped up. Not going to get much as he gets maybe 2, perhaps 3 on the carry. Have to see what they're going to do here. I don't know if they'd go for it or not. Looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field. Again, they need to get to the 39 for a brand new set of downs. And they're at the 42. Horvath and everybody in the wing. Ooh. Florida Atlantic almost jumped off sides. Luckily for them, Navy didn't jump. Horvath sending a man in motion. It's the wing. Gonna toss it to Heinrich. Heinrich fighting forward. Oh, did he get there? He did not. And Florida Atlantic rises to the occasion. Yes, they went for it and did not get it, Kenneth. It's a brand new set of downs for Florida Atlantic. Wow, that is huge. Navy fans and everybody can't believe it. Heinrich tried. He was fighting for those yards, really doing his best to stay on his feet. It was, I think, honestly, I think that spot is going to be, ooh, tell you what. I mean, where they marked it was not where he landed. I think it's going to be short anyway. Not that they're going to review it, but that was a lot closer than I think where they marked it. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play with DrDelay. This is what I do, folks. I call games. So, again, if you like college football, if you like the NFL, this is what I offer on the channel. I do play-by-plays just in case you're not able to watch the game, in case, you're out of town or, you don't have the channel or whatever the reason may be. Just want to hang out, talk sports. This is what I do. I call games. So, again, if you like sports and you're a sports fan, make sure again to like and subscribe to the channel. Again, tomorrow I'll be doing Dolphins, Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, and the Packers, Steelers. And again, I got another game on tonight. I mean, it's happening later after this stream. Colorado State and Wyoming. And again, it's really cool to see. I already have a guy waiting there, so that's pretty neat. Yeah, I've actually done a few Wyoming games already, and Colorado State as well. I'm not saying that would appeal to you guys, but again, you never know. Again, I've bounced around, and same thing with NFL. Of course, I'm doing every Steelers game, but you really never know when I could cover a school or team that you like. The over's done then, I think. 66, No, what was the over? 62? 66 or 62? I can't remember. 62. I mean, just got to double it. I don't know. It depends on what Florida Atlantic does here. You may be right, but I could see either one. As of now, I think it's still in play. So again, we're still in commercial break. Again, feel free to drop, just talk about whatever you like. Talk whatever you like. Talk about what's happening in the college football world. Talk about this game. Talk about the NFL tomorrow. Or you don't have to. Again, it's entirely up to you. 69% of you guys have voted Navy to win this game. 31% for Florida Atlantic. So a lot of people, again, thinking Navy will win. And again, they were the favorite by 14. So there is that. They should be up 25. I mean, yeah, you can make the argument if they hadn't fumbled and, of course, scored at the end of the half there. Yeah, you can make that argument. I could see it, Hog. College basketball is next month. Yep, very, very soon. As there's a toss here to, I believe that's Sands, and he's going to get a couple. And they cut to action whenever, they're already playing, so that kind of stinks. Sorry, if you're FAU, you have a chance here to potentially tie it up. I mean, shoot. The Florida Atlantic hasn't really played that great, but they only find themselves down a score. So there is that. So 2nd and 8 here for Veldkamp and the offense. In the shotgun, Veldkamp drops back. Play action. Steps up, and he's taken off at the 45. Hit hard at the 47-yard line. Veldkamp laid there really awkwardly. What in the world? That was kind of scary to look at, to be honest with you. I mean, Veldkamp literally laid there like like he was dead. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. He was there, didn't move for like 3 seconds. So 3rd and 2, Veldkamp in the shotgun. Quadruples to the left. One to the right. Veldkamp taking it up the middle, and he's got the first down. First down, Florida Atlantic as they cross midfield. Baltimore Ravens will be without Lamar Jackson. Yep. Yeah, and I was so close to covering that game too. And I'm glad I took it away as he hands it off to Sands up the middle, takes it outside, but it's tripped up after a gain of a yard or two. Yeah, I didn't really know what else to say there, Hog. I'm like, he literally just looked like he was dead. But he's fine. That's great, of course. I was just like, what the heck? So 2nd and 8, ball at the 47. Yeah, I guess this is uncensored broadcast here. Throws over the middle. It's caught at the 40. Oh, he's got some space at the 35 and brought down at the 31-yard line. That was Messer on the catch and run. Messer's been involved. Hasn't really been able to break free or anything. It's been more of like a 5 or 6 yards a catch type of day for him. But that time, able to get the first. 1st and 10 at the 31. Veldkamp steps up, moving to his right. Oh, heavy pressure, and down he goes. Sack. You're back. How's it going, Nat? Great commentary. Was it because I said he was dead? Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, Upset Records. Again, I'm sorry. I don't know why the usernames aren't showing. They show the handles, not the usernames. I don't know. If you have already subscribed, I do apologize. I only recognize you if, you have the same name in the username at this point. At 2nd and 13, Veldkamp drops back, moving to his left, pointing, and he's going to take off and run out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. So a gain of 3, and that'll make it 3rd and 10. But I do appreciate the compliments. I really do, guys. Lamar Jackson will be back next Thursday when the Baltimore Ravens take on the Dolphins. Yep, I would imagine so. Since it was so close, he'll definitely be back next week. So 3rd and 10 for Florida Atlantic. Veldkamp in the shotgun, trips to the right, 1 receiver to left. They need to get to the 21 for a brand new set it down, sending the running back to his right. Veldkamp, play action, fires. It is batted up in the air and almost intercepted. Oh, a defensive lineman got a hand on it, and that was almost trouble for Florida Atlantic, but not quite. But they will have to either kick it, punt it, or kick a field goal here. I'm not too sure on their kicker. Again, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. I try. I really do. So it looks like they're going to bring on the kicker. He's made one from 30 and 38. This will be his longest yet. This is a 49-yard attempt from the right hash. The kick is up. The kick is no good. Just a tad bit to the right. And Navy pretty excited about that. Try to hook it in. There was a lot of curve on that. That one, I don't know if it did have the distance just a little bit off the mark. So 21-13 is still the score here with 6:31 left to go here in the third quarter. They, of course, are cutting to commercial. I, of course, will stay right here. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel. Again, this is what I do. I call games. So, again, if you like college football, NFL, this is the channel for you. Iowa State 24, BYU 20. Yeah, that's a interesting one. Iowa State hosting BYU. That's always tough, again, to go on the road in college football and win. That is tough. Did you watch the Blue Jays? I did not. I was covering it was a high school game yesterday. But I did have it on my phone. And yes, the Blue Jays demolished the Dodgers yesterday. So I didn't really watch the whole game, but I was just keeping up when I could. So yeah, the Blue Jays looking really good right now. We'll go over some scores currently happening here. 24-24 UConn and Rice. Utah State still down. Looks like they're going to lose to New Mexico 33-14. Alabama 14. South Carolina 6. Missouri and Vanderbilt 3-3. Missouri is at the Vanderbilt 30. That's kind of weird how that's drawn up there. Yeah, Iowa State again leading 24-20 over BYU. Washington leading 28-17. Washington should be ranked. I feel like they're a good team, but at least better than Illinois for sure, and they're proving it today. Iowa 34, Minnesota nothing. Washington State 21, Toledo 7. Pittsburgh leading 31-21. Again, Pittsburgh has to win out pretty much to have a chance to go to the playoff. San Diego State 13, Fresno State nothing. Southern Miss 35, Yo Monroe 14. Let's see, Temple 28, Tulsa 24, Northern Illinois 14, Ball State 7, Central Michigan 38, Massachusetts 10, Western Michigan 17, Miami of Ohio 9, Texas Tech 28, Oklahoma State nothing, Cincinnati 24, Baylor 6, and Mississippi State leading Texas 17-14, and Mississippi State with the ball again. Wow. And of course, that was brought to you by Coffee Beans Eduardo Hernandez. Sorry, Ken and Hammer. Thank you again for your support, folks. Really do appreciate you guys. Cincinnati Bearcats and BYU undefeated in Big 12. Well, I can tell you that Cincinnati may be the only one. Again, BYU still plenty of time left, still halfway through the third quarter. If this one ends prior, I definitely want to watch a little bit of that one, but that one is ahead. So we'll see. And again, folks, I'll be covering one last game tonight, Colorado State and Wyoming. So make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you like college football, folks. This is a growing channel, over 1,300 subs since August 1st. Not even kidding. We're a channel on the rise. And hopefully you can see why as we are back. And Navy looking to, again, make this a two-score game. They've had opportunity after opportunity to do so, but they have come up short. Will this be the time? As it's 1st and 10 at the 31. Horvath in the shotgun. He's going to keep it up the middle at the 35 and brought down at the 40. That's a gain of 9. 6:20 and counting here in this one. Again, they're highlighting Heidenreich, averaging 80.8 yards a reception, but has nothing today. And, again, if you're winning, that's all that matters. But it's interesting, though. 2nd and 1 here. Under center is Horvath. He's in the traditional wing, and he flips it off to Heidenreich. Heidenreich at the 45 and hit hard at the 49. Of course, again, that was a run, not a catch, so he's still going to be at 0 yards receiving. But he will have the first down anyway. So 1st and 10 here for Navy. 5:30 and counting now here in the third quarter. In the first quarter, it lasted like 50 minutes. This one, going by a little bit quicker here. Horvath in the pistol. Hold on one second, folks. Okay, he's in the pistol. Horvath bumbles the snap. Takes off, throws. It's caught by Heidenreich. He gets his first action here. So that's a gain of 2. Okay, that was weird. Something happened to the broadcast, but we're all good. Let's go, Doctor. Oh, yeah. Hey, we're moving up. We're moving up here. I just know that field's going to tick up soon. 2nd and 7, ball at the 49. Horvath in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. Sending a man in motion, that is Chapman. Horvath going to keep it, though, up the middle. And this time, he doesn't have much success as he's brought down after a yard or so. Horvath now, again, he's over 100 yards on the ground today. 105. Or make it 106. He's been looking good. So 3rd and 6 for Navy as they are 5 for 8 on 3rd down. So again, they've looked good, but again, 3rd down has been much shorter than this. 3rd and 6, they need to get to the 42. They're at the 48. Horvath in the shotgun, moving to his right. Shovel pass to Chapman at the 45 and brought down at the 43. That's going to be about a yard short. Ryan Williams' drop on 4th and 1 would have been 20 yards plus down. Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely. I think most people picking or pulling for, not picking, but pulling for South Carolina there. So this is going to be 4th and 1. They need to get to the 42. Again, they're going for it. In the wing. Receiver to the left. Heidenreich in motion. Hands it off to Teska. Teska's gonna... Oh, I think he's short. Depends on the spot. And they are saying first down. We have a couple of injured players for each team. Tell you what, that is a really good spot compared to where they showed it on that replay there. So we have a couple of injuries here. So they may head a commercial break. Or maybe we're not. All right, regardless, I'll go ahead and do some scores again. Yeah, I'm going to go to commercial break. Okay. So, yeah, UConn and Rice still at 24-24. Let's see here. New Mexico again leading 33-14. South Carolina, of course, just has scored. They now made it a 2-point game. I don't know if they're going to go for 2. Vanderbilt and Missouri 3-3. BYU, they are driving at the Iowa State 47. They are down again 24-20. They are going for 2. Okay, well, we'll see what happens here. Vanderbilt has just scored. Vanderbilt now up 9-3. South Carolina. Okay, they're taking a timeout apparently. Let's see. Washington up 28-17 over Illinois. Iowa 34. Minnesota nothing. Washington State 21, Toledo 7, Pittsburgh 34, NC State 21, San Diego State 13, Fresno State nothing, Southern Miss 35, Yale Monroe 14, Navy 21, Florida Atlantic 13, Temple 28, Tulsa 24, Northern Illinois 20, Ball State 7, Central Michigan 38, Massachusetts 33, Western Michigan 17, Miami of Ohio 9, Texas Tech 28, Oklahoma State nothing, Cincinnati 24, Baylor 6, and Mississippi State 24, Texas 14. Wow. Texas, if they lose, I would say they are out because they'll be at 3 losses. Missouri quarterback, nasty leg injury, caught off. Oh, man, that is tough. 2-point, no good. No good indeed for South Carolina. So it stays Alabama leading 14-12. Thank you again, the Ultimate Sports Network, for your play-by-play update. So, yeah, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with DrDelay. This is what I do. Again, I call games. So during the commercial break, they looked at it. So they looked at it. I guess they did give it to him. Oh, well. Great score. Yeah, 13 points is really good. So 1st and 10 here at the 42. Horvath in the shotgun, sending a man in motion. Horvath takes the snap. It's the option. Tosses to Chapman. Chapman cuts inside at the 40 and brought down at the 39. There's a couple of penalties, though. Yeah, the game, 62.5. Yeah. Yeah, at one point it looked like, yeah, he definitely could have had the over, but now it seems like the scoring has slowed down mightily. So Teska going to be called with the hold. You need the 62. Yeah, I don't know. Not looking good. Not looking good, Tom. All right, 1st and 20 here for Navy. Trisk has the under, yeah. Trisk looking good. Oh, geez. This chair's kind of squeaky. All right, 1st and 20 here for Horvath and the Midshipmen offenses. Horvath hands it off to Woodson, fires down the field at the 40, 35, 30, and brought down to the 27. Yes, you heard it correctly. Horvath handed it off to Woodson, who then threw it. And that is going to be a brand new set of downs. Look at that. The backup quarterback getting involved here, throwing. Finding the big man down the field. So that's a brand new set of downs for Navy. It's there at the 27. So 1st and 10, Horvath in the shotgun, receiver to left. Sending a man in motion. Horvath going to keep it himself up the middle at the 25 and brought down at the 20. All right, Alton. Okay. You don't have to do every play here. All right. Yeah. I appreciate the scoring updates, Ultimate. That is definitely appreciated. I don't know about doing play-by-play in the comment section, though. I don't know if that's the... I don't think that's the play there. 2nd and about 3 at the 20. Horvath is in the wing. Horvath in the wing, sending a man in motion. Horvath hands it off to Teska. Teska's tripped up from behind. He does get a yard, but nothing more. Still 21-13, yep. It has been a very fast-moving third quarter. This is only... Well, never mind. No, hold on. I actually can't remember how many possessions each team has had here. It's either 2 or 3 for each, but... Yeah, no, it's moved by really quickly. You make spaghetti. I tried to. I couldn't get it done in time, so, I have to go back and finish cooking whenever I'm done here. I'm starving, though. Like, after this game, I'm like, I'll catch y'all later. See ya at 6:30 Central Time. Tosses it here in the flat, and he just flat out dropped it. Teska was wide open. Oh, man, that would have been Again, he was wide open in the flat, just flat out dropped it. Man, I really do want spaghetti now. You talk about spaghetti, I'm like, bro, why? Why couldn't I finish? It is what it is. So it's 4th and 2. They're going to go for it. They've had 2 straight turnover on downs. I don't think Navy wants to make it 3 in a row here. They're at the 19. They need to get to the 17 for a brand new set of downs. Sending a man in motion. Horvath moving under pressure. Throws it wildly up in the air, and that is knocked away. Incomplete. Horvath just chucking it up. You got to respect it, honestly, just giving your team a chance. But it is a turnover on downs. Pardon me. Turnover on downs with 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They're going to go to commercial rather than just run a play and head to commercial. That's a killer. You feel that? Yeah, no, I'm so hungry. Ready for food, but I'll have to wait about another hour. So again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure again to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with DrDelay. This is what I do. I call games. Again, only 10 seconds left. That's going to bother me. We're going to come back from commercial. They're going to run it up the middle or something like that. Oh, and then another 2-3 minute commercial. You know what? I just want to, man. I don't like them. I don't like it. I don't like that. All right, let's see here. Again, UConn Rice tied at 24-24. Alabama leading 14-12. South Carolina has the ball. Vanderbilt leading 10-3 over Missouri. BYU's taking the lead over Iowa State. They were down at the half, 24-17. Now they're up, 27-24. Gina needs food. Yeah, Gina. Yeah, man, we all need food. Oh, man. I am, ready for some food. Washington 28, Illinois 17. Iowa 34, Minnesota 3. Washington State 21, Toledo 7. Pittsburgh 40. Pittsburgh looking good. 40. NC State 21. San Diego State 13. Fresno State nothing. Southern Miss 35. Yale Monroe 14. Navy 21. Florida Atlantic 13. Temple 28. Tulsa 24. Northern Illinois 21. Ball State 7. Central Michigan 38. Massachusetts 13. Western Michigan 17. Miami of Ohio 15. Texas Tech 28. Oklahoma State, nothing. Cincinnati 12, Baylor 12. Or no, Cincinnati 24. I'm getting wrong. Cincinnati 24, Baylor 12. Mississippi State leading 24-14 at the half. TCU and West Virginia starting off, and they are 0-0 in that one. Need to prep your meal beforehand. Yeah, I woke up late. That's on me, 100%. Yeah, I should have made spaghetti at 10 in the morning. Should have. That's on me. That is 100% on me. I take full responsibility for my actions. I take full responsibility, Trisk. I'm very sorry I disappointed you. So, all right, we're back here again. Just 10 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Again, they're just going to run another play, and then it's going to be another commercial break. So it just makes me want to go to CBS Sports and have a word with whoever's at the top and decides commercial breaks here. 1st and 10 at the 19 in the shotgun. Throws. It is caught at the 25. He's at the 30, the 35, and brought down. Oh, he loses the ball. He lost the ball, and Navy recovers. Now, was he down is the question. Oh, man, he was not down, and Florida Atlantic has just fumbled the ball. Navy recovers, and that is the end of the third quarter, so Navy will have the ball yet again around the 41-yard line, I would say, 42-yard line. Wow. Should have made a sandwich. We don't have bread. We don't have bread here, and we don't have lunch meat. It's okay. I'll be okay. Gina saying hi to Trisk. Trisk saying scripted fumble. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if that's scripted there. I mean, Navy just had an opportunity. Why would they not? I don't know. It is what it is. Folks, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with DrDelay. Again, if you like college football, this is the place for you. Because, again, I cover a lot of the group of 5, group of 6, I guess, if you want to include the Pac-12 in the group. But, yeah, anyway, yeah, that's what I do. And, of course, after this, I'll be doing another game, my final game of the night, Colorado State at Wyoming. Again, I appreciate you guys. Again, already 2 people waiting. That's so cool. And, again, of course, tomorrow I got 3 games of the NFL. Dolphins, Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, Packers, and the Steelers tomorrow. And, of course, Monday night, I'll be doing the Redskins, Commies, Commanders, whatever you want to call them, versus the Chiefs. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. Rebecca saying, way to hang in there. Yeah, they've been hanging in there. Unfortunately, they have just turned the ball over. Navy was supposed to score. Yeah. They didn't take the points before halftime. Yeah, I mean, Navy has had some chances. They've been going for it. They've been really aggressive. Unfortunately for them, they haven't gotten it. So there's that. It's Trisk pulling for Wyoming. You know, if I had to move to a state, I feel like I'd move to Wyoming. You know, it's just kind of, there's nothing there, and I think that's kind of why. I don't know. Maybe am I just wrong for thinking that? No, I don't know. I just feel like Wyoming would be nice. I like cold, so there's that too. Again, we're still in commercial break, so I do apologize. You're wondering why am I talking about Wyoming? Because, again, I'll be covering Wyoming and Colorado State very, very soon in about an hour and 20 minutes. Will this quarter last an hour? Hopefully not. Hopefully it's a quick. Hopefully everyone's just like, you know what, chew clock. So I can go ahead and make some spaghetti. Imagine I'm not able to make spaghetti and then I have to wait till Wyoming and Colorado State to end, and that's my first meal and my last meal of the day. Jeez, that would be unfortunate. The grind is real, folks. So we're returning to action here again. Navy leading 21-13 over Florida Atlantic. No score at all in the third quarter. by either team, of course. Navy will have the ball after the Florida Atlantic turnover. The longest active win streaks when leading after the third quarter at home. Navy leading the country. Their last loss when this happened was 1999 against Akron. And then Ohio in second place. Not Ohio State. They're in third. So Ohio. Wow, that's amazing. 1st and 10 as Navy hands it off up the middle. And he's going to get a few, as that is Teska on the carry. That's a gain of about 4. You believe Navy will give up the lead late. Interesting. So grind hard, saying that Navy is going to give up this lead. We'll see. Interesting. 2nd and 6 ball at the 37. Horvath is in the wing. Sending a man in motion. Horvath is going to keep it on the option. Pitches it out to Chapman at the 35. He's at the 30, the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Brought down at the 1. Oh, Chapman. He's had a great game. Jeez, again, Chapman, kind of a weak tackle there by one player, just pushing him away very lightly. As Navy is knocking on the door, first and goal at the 1. Hands it off up the middle to Teska, and he's in. Touchdown, Navy Midshipmen. And it's now 27-13. Well, unfortunately, I don't know about this anymore. Grind. I think Navy has looking really good right now. We'll see. Watching from British Columbia. Thanks for streaming. Go Navy. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you for tuning in from Canada. I'm actually pulling for Canada in the World Series. I'm a traitor to my country. There's the snap, the hold, the kick. It is up. It is good. As Navy leads 28-13 over Florida Atlantic with 13:47 left to go here in the fourth quarter. All this because of a fumble. Again, Florida Atlantic looks like they were going to have a great play there, but it was undone by the fumble. And a few plays later, Navy punches it in, 28-13, 13:47 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with DrDelay. Again, that's what I do. If you like college football, you like the NFL, that is pretty much what I do. I do not do the Canadian Football League. I'm not too sure, Jim, if that's something you'd like, because, of course, again, British Columbia, but I don't know. That just seems too much for me with all the rules and all that. But, again, I do appreciate you tuning in. And again, I'll be covering another game later tonight in case you guys are interested in that. I got some Mountain West action, Colorado State and Wyoming. That's happening in about 80 minutes from now. And then, of course, tomorrow I have 3 games again: Dolphins, Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, Packers, Steelers. So again, I get a lot on here, especially on the weekend. You stand corrected. Hey, you know what? At least you admit it. Not many people are like, well, you know what? They're still, I don't know. Appreciate you, grind. I appreciate you, man. I think there's still time for the over. Not gonna lie. Yeah, you're probably right. What are we at? We're at 41? I can see it. Just pulling for the Dodgers, yeah. No, I know. I'm a Benedict Arnold for sure, but I'm aligning with another country here to beat to beat the Dodgers, the evil empire that is the Dodgers. So, very sorry. I'm a traitor, I know. So, but I do appreciate you guys for hanging out. We'll go ahead and check out some scores since we got some time here. Looks like that's going overtime. UConn and Rice. Alabama leading 14-12 over South Carolina. Missouri tying it up. It's now 10-10 there in Vanderbilt. Iowa State tying it up 27-21 or 27-27. We got some good games happening. Washington 35, Illinois 17, Iowa 34, Minnesota 3. Washington State 21, Toledo 7, Pittsburgh 43, NC State 21. Pittsburgh maybe not out. We'll see. Again, they've already blown 2 dumb games. It is what it is. San Diego State 16, Fresno State nothing, Southern Miss 42, and UL Monroe 14. Temple 28, Tulsa 24, Northern Illinois 21, Ball State 7, Central Michigan 38, Massachusetts 13, Western Michigan 17, Miami of Ohio 15, Texas Tech 28, Oklahoma State nothing, Cincinnati 24, Baylor 12, Mississippi State again leading at the half 24-14, TCU West Virginia, TCU leading 3-0. As we're back and we're ready to kick things back off here, as FAU looking to get something going. He takes it out of the end zone. He's at the 10, the 15, the 20, and brought down at the 21-yard line. Showing an update here. I believe this is the South Carolina game. Sellers throwing it deep, and yeah, wide open. Touchdown. But again, Alabama, of course, leading 14-12. So 1st and 10 for FAU. They need to get something going here. If not, well, it's not looking good. As again, they're down by 2 scores. As it's 1st and 10 at the 21. Veldkamp drops back. Looking. Moving to his right. Fires it out of bounds. Incomplete. Veldkamp couldn't find anybody. They are the number 4 ranked offense. I think with total yards. From what I saw, it was in the FBS. But again, tonight, only 254. Navy with 421. They're the ones that are looking like the number 4 ranked offense in FBS. 2nd and 10 here. Veldkamp is in the shotgun. Trips left, 2 receivers to the right. Veldkamp moving to his right. Fires. It is caught at the 26 and steps out at the 27. That is Messer on the catch. That's really been his thing all night. Just kind of short. I wonder if I pause that. That's fine. Messer with 7 catches, 65 yards. Veldkamp fires. It is caught at the 32. Oh, what a move. Fighting forward to the 35-yard line before he's brought down by multiple midshipmen. Should have said a crew of midshipmen. That was a... Yeah, there we go. Next time, folks. 1st and 10 here at the 35. Veldkamp steps up. Moving to his left. Oh, and he's tripped up and down he goes. That's a sack. Robinson in on the sack, and Veldkamp looking, just kind of rolling his eyes. He can't believe it. So now it's 2nd and 15 for Florida Atlantic. 3 sacks now for Navy. Nothing, by the way, for Florida Atlantic, if you're wondering. Of course, they haven't really thrown the ball much. Only 11 passes. 2nd and 15 in the shotgun, sending Messer in motion. Veldkamp drops back, looking over the middle, trying to guide traffic. He's going to take off and run, and sliding down at the 32-yard line, just a gain of 2. As the Owls, again, just continue to struggle. Again, you know, they were looking good in the first half, early part of the first half, really specifically. But anyway, 3rd and 13, they need to get to the 45. Veldkamp steps up, looking, fires. It is off the hands and intercepted. And the midshipmen take over at the 42 off the hands of the receiver. Bounces right into a midshipman. And Navy may be running away with this one. Wow, that is just tough. If you're Florida Atlantic, off the hands of the receiver, bounced into another defender, and then it bounced up into the air and found the linebacker, Cauley. Wow. All right, Navy ball when we come back. Navy looking to kind of put this one out of reach. Washington leading 35-25 over Illinois. Washington, again, I think they could be ranked for sure. Again, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. Again, I know there might be people leaving after that one, but again, make sure to do so. As, again, I cover a lot of games. Again, you know, every Saturday it's at least 3. Sundays, at least, for the most part, it's 3. It's been 3 for a while. I do want to say at least 2, just in case. But again, tomorrow for sure doing 3. And of course, during the week as well. Again, Monday Night Football. You usually get Tuesday Night College Football. I don't think I'll be doing Tuesday Night College Football this week. But Wednesday Night College Football will be happening as well. Then Thursday night, of course, with the, Thursday Night Football game on Prime. And then I do, of course, take breaks on Friday to cover actual, I cover the high school team here. Only 2 more games left, though I might do playoffs for another teams. We'll see. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope still Navy has great field possession. They do. Yeah, they do. Again, 62. It's going to be tough. You're going to need 3 touchdowns here. But Navy is, again, they're at the 40, on the 40-yard line. Subscribe. Catch you tomorrow. Thank you, Grind. You're a legend, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. Appreciate you, man. Again, yeah, 3 games tomorrow. If you're interested in that, again, I bounce around. It's not like I do these specific 6 teams and then that's it. No. Again, Dolphins, Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, and Packers, Steelers. Of course, I do every Steelers game. That is pretty much that will trump everything on the channel. Like every sports game. Steelers game, that is 100% number 1. That is everything. But of course, again, I do bounce around. Again, last week, what did I do? I did Texans, Seahawks, Buccaneers, Lions, Packers, Cardinals, Dolphins. It seems like I do Dolphins and all that. Wow, that is interesting. Rams, Jaguars. Huh. Well, that's my bad. But yeah, no, I assure you it's random. That may not seem random. But again, I've done other teams. I think I've done 19 NFL teams so far. Pushing that over 20 this week with the Saints I haven't covered yet, and the Falcons. 1st and 10 here at the 41 as Horvath is going to hand it off to Heidenreich. Heidenreich is tripped up after just a yard. As again, I imagine Navy is okay with this. I imagine they're just going to try to chew the clock here. Missouri again showing them tying it up there. Of course, we already knew that. 10-10 is your score there in Vanderbilt. So, 2nd and 9 at the 40. Horvath in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. Horvath sending a man in motion. Horvath keeps it on the end around, and he's driven backwards after a couple. So again, Navy up by 15 with just ticking under 11 minutes now. All they really need to do is just kill the clock. That's all they got to do. So 3rd and 7 here for Navy. Showing Horvath leading the FBS in rushing yards for quarterbacks with 106. That's his average. Today he has 116. So already extending that average a little bit more. 3rd and 7. Horvath drops back, looking over the middle. Steps up, fires. It is caught at the 25. He's at the 20 and pushed down at the 19. That is Heidenreich. I believe that's his first catch. His second catch for 22 yards. So again, it's been a quiet day for him. He's averaging 80 yards a game. But again, when you're up 28-13, I don't think you'll mind. Let's go ahead and make that there. That way you can see things a little bit. So 1st and 10. Horvath is under center, sending a man in motion. That is going to be handed off. No! Keeps it on the option. He's at the 15. Breaking a tackle at the 10. The 5. Touchdown, Navy Midshipmen. Horvath just would not go down. And I think Florida Atlantic was kind of bamboozled there. They thought he was going down. As it's now 34-13. And it is a rout now for sure. Man. Yes, I drink a lot of water doing this. It is a lot on the voice. All right. Navy ready to attempt the extra point. It is up. It is good. And it's 35-13 with 9:40 left to go in this one. So Florida Atlantic going to just have to dig deep at this point. So again, if you're looking for the over, well, you're at 62. Or, you're at 48. And if you need 62, 62 and a half. All right, so I guess we'll check out some more scores. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. Overtime, again, UConn and Rice, 31-30. UConn, I'm assuming, will kick the extra point. South Carolina leading 15-14 over Alabama. Missouri and Vanderbilt 10-10. BYU 34, Iowa State 27. Washington 35, Illinois 25. Iowa 34, Minnesota 3. Washington State 21, Toledo 7. Pittsburgh 46, NC State 21. San Diego State 16, Fresno State nothing. Southern Miss 42, UL Monroe 20. Temple 28, Tulsa 24. Northern Illinois 21, Ball State 7. Central Michigan 38, Massachusetts 13. Miami of Ohio 21, Western Michigan 17. Texas Tech 28, Oklahoma State nothing. Cincinnati 27, Baylor 12, Mississippi State 24, Texas 14, and TCU up 3-0 over West Virginia. Do I play the ad just to get it over with? Can I move this? Actually, it just froze. Interesting. So South Carolina 47-yard field goal take the lead. It's absolutely bedlam. Yeah, no, I just checked over the scores. Yeah, I saw that. So that'd be good. Alabama would be at 2 losses, and again, they would be. That's interesting. Again, I pitched this question to Jaguar Gator. He's a big streamer. He said, and I said, do you think there's a chance that we see a 3-team in the 3-loss team in the playoff? He said no, but with how some of the stuff is looking, we may see it. Looking at the rankings here. Of course, this is going to be updated, but again, Alabama would be 2 losses if they were to lose. Oklahoma now at 2 losses. Missouri, the loser of Missouri, Vanderbilt will be at 2 losses. Again, you're seeing some teams fall here. I don't know, it'd be very interesting. I hope not. I think if you have 3 losses, you should be out, but that's just me. They went 3 and out. Okay. Need about 2 more touchdowns. Yep. Best starts in school history. 9-0 is the best one in 1926. I'm sure we were all there in 1926 since it's fielded at the 1. It's at the 5, the 10, the 15, and brought down to the 16. Very good kick return coverage there. So Florida Atlantic will not have great field position. They'll look to get something going. Again, they are down 22 points at this point. I mean, it's just a disaster. So the women's lacrosse there for Navy. Apparently the Patriot League champions. Congratulations to the Navy women. Look at that. All right, 1st and 10 here at the 15. Play action, throws it over the middle. It is caught at the 26, brought down at the 27. That is Platt on the catch. Veldkamp trying to get something going again. It's pretty much garbage time in a way. 1st and 10, Veldkamp drops back. And he's moving, and he fires. It's caught at the 25. Makes a guy miss, and is brought down at the 29. That was going to be a loss of a few on the play, but Sands is able to find some positive yard, or I should say a positive yard. So 2nd and 9 at the 29. And the shotgun is Veldkamp. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right. Veldkamp hands it off to Sands up the middle at the 30. At the 33 is where he's going to be brought down. Again, we're ticking under 9 minutes here. They're just, I don't know if they've given up or anything like that, but yeah, it's definitely rough. 3rd and 5. They need to get to the 38 for a brand new set of downs. It's a screen here to Messer, and Messer drops it. The throw was a little bit off, to be honest with you. It was recovered by Navy, but I don't think it was a backwards pass. Again, Messer was just chilling in the flat, but then he had to move at the last second because the throw was a little bit off. So 4th and 5, and yep, this is pretty much it. Florida Atlantic is going for it. This is the ball game, folks. Veldkamp in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right. Veldkamp setting Messer in motion. Veldkamp drops back, looking. 4-man rush, fires. It is caught at the 45. And he is slammed down, but he will have the first down. That was Smith on the catch. Finding the soft zone. Took a shot there at the 46. As it's 1st and 10. Veldkamp drops back, looking. Steps up, checks it down. It's caught across the 50 and brought down at the 47. That is Shields Dutton with the catch. So they're at the other 47. Drops back, looking. Dumps it down. It's caught by Shields Dutton again. And he's blown up at the 40, but of course he will have the first down. Again, this is kind of the hurry up. Of course, to be honest with you, this is kind of what they do anyway, but they kind of got away from it. So that is a little interesting. 1st and 10 at the 40. Veldkamp looking, fires wide open at the 30s at the 25. Oh, what a tackle. What a tackle. Gets to the 24-yard line, but that receiver paid a price. So 1st and 10 at the 25. Veldkamp steps up, looking, fires to the end zone. It is knocked away, incomplete. Pass intended for Platt. Oh, Platt had it too. It was just ripped away at the last second by Allen. Good stuff on the corner there. So 2nd and 10 here for Florida Atlantic. It looks like there's some sort of timeout there. I couldn't tell you what. Timeout, I guess. Navy calling their first timeout. 6:58 left to go here in the 4th quarter. 35-13 is your score. Let's see here. Again, there's a lot of stuff happening right now in the college football world. So we'll check out some scores. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out for this one. So, yeah, again, if you do like college football, NFL, this is what I do. I call games. And, again, I try to target games that might not receive the same amount of love as other streams or games. And that's pretty much it when it comes to college football. All right, South Carolina 15, Alabama 14, Missouri and Vanderbilt tied at 10 apiece. BYU now up 41-27. BYU looking to stay undefeated and crack into that top 10 possibly. Washington 42-25 over Illinois right now. As looks like that was a quick timeout as Veldkamp fires. It is, oh my goodness, he's blown up at the 15. Oh, and the corner better watch it. Flexing over a guy. I just realized I'm on the wrong thing. He had it, but then it was knocked away. So 3rd and 10. Florida Atlantic at the 24. They need to get to the 14 for a brand new set of downs. Veldkamp in the shotgun, trips to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Veldkamp moving to his left, fires. It is caught at the 20. He's at the 19, breaking some tackles, trying to make people miss, but a crew of midshipmen all over him as he's brought down at the 18. That was Smith on the catch. A gain of 6, and again, this will pretty much be the ball game. If they don't get this, it is over. I mean, you can already say it's over, but it would be really over. 4th and 4. They need to get to the 14. Veldkamp in the shotgun, trips to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Veldkamp moving to his right, fires. It is caught by Messer. And that is a brand new set of downs. Navy coach can't believe it. And looks like Navy's calling a timeout. And Messer, I think he wants them to look. I think he wants them to look at it. So I guess we'll get to see it here on the slow-mo. It is a... Oh, wow, that's a nice catch. I think that's a catch, folks. I think that's a great catch by Messer. I mean, that is a great catch by Messer. Geez, So anyway, again, they'll step away, and let's check out some scores again. Iowa leading 41-3 over Minnesota. Washington State 21, Toledo 7. Pittsburgh 46, NC State 21. San Diego State 23, Fresno State nothing. Southern Miss 49, UL Monroe 21. Let's see here. Temple 31, Tulsa 24, Northern Illinois 21, Ball State 7, Central Michigan 38, Massachusetts 13, Miami of Ohio 23, Western Michigan 17, Texas Tech 35, Oklahoma State nothing, Cincinnati 27, Baylor 12, Mississippi State 24, Texas 14, TCU 10, West Virginia nothing. Again, we're in a review right now. We're seeing if he made the catch or not. I think it's a catch, but, I mean, I could see either way, I guess. But, I mean, considering that they usually go with the call on the field. So, again, 6:07 left to go. Navy, again, leading 35-13 over Florida Atlantic. I think it's a catch. I think it's a catch. A sensational effort to even make this a conversation. What a call there. What a call by the commentator. So, again, we're just kind of waiting here. Again, feel free to chat down below. Talk about whatever you like. Try to, I try to, respond to as many comments as possible. Of course, we do have a poll. The poll pretty much, I would say over at this point. 67% of you guys have Navy over FAU. 33%, of course, FAU. But, yeah. And again, if they don't get this would be officially pretty much over. Of course, again, I'll be covering another game after this. Colorado State and Wyoming. So... yeah, I'll be back for some more football. And, of course, again, and I've yet to eat, by the way. Look at the sacrifice. Look at me. Look at me doing that. I have yet to eat today. Hopefully I get to eat a little bit. Trying to make spaghetti, but, couldn't do that at halftime. It was a bummer. It's taking a long time looking at it. Just make the call already. That's all I'm saying. Just say it's a catch or just say it's not. I mean, you look at it a few times from different angles. And what else are you going to see there? Did you miss something? I mean, if you're looking at the ball, then I don't know what you're missing. So I guess we'll see right here. I think it's going to be first down, Florida Atlantic. After review. Yeah. First down. First down for Florida Atlantic. It's saying Navy ball. I don't know why. That is not accurate. I'm going to refresh here. That's not what I wanted. All right, so 1st and 10 here for the Owls at the 12. Veldkamp drops back, looking over the middle, fires. It is incomplete. Pass intended for Smith over the middle. So, again, this is a game that probably could have ended really early, but because they're really trying to make us stay here forever, it is what it is. It is what it is. So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Owls. In the shotgun is Veldkamp. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Veldkamp hands it off up the middle to Sands. He's at the 10 and brought down at the 5. Sellers 10-yard touchdown run after a Bama fumble. Let's go, South Carolina. So third and 3. Veldkamp, play action, fires over the middle. It is incomplete. Through the hands of Young. South Carolina leading 22-14 over Alabama. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, fourth and 2. No, 4th and 3. They need to get to the 2. Again, they're at the 5. This, again, like I said, this is the ball game. This is the ball game. In the shotgun is Veldkamp. Veldkamp takes the snap, looking to his right, fires wide open as a running back, and he is in. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic Owls. And man, did Shields Dutton take a huge shot there. But he makes it a 2-score game yet again. Is it too late to go for FAU? Oh, never too late, Denny. Appreciate you, man, for checking in. Yeah, I think Pitt was looking pretty good. I just don't know. I'm sure they held on and won, or at least the game's still going on. I don't know. So, all right, it's 1935. Again, they're going to go for 2. I guess. I don't know. Now they're taking forever. Oh, my goodness. Just when you think I'm going to have some time to make spaghetti. No, sir. Why? I mean, it's clearly a touchdown. Just let it go. I want to make food. I'm hungry. Let the game conclude, you zebras. All right. In the shotgun is a Veldkamp. Trips to the left, 2 receivers to the right. I'm crashing out here on stream. Veldkamp. Moving to his right, fires. It's batted and intercepted. And he's trying to stay alive, but now he's ripped out of bounds at the end. Oh, a lot of pushing and shoving there. Navy better watch it. There was a late shove by a Navy guy. I don't know how in the world that wasn't a penalty. And yeah, a lot of pushing. Yeah, there's a flag. Of course there's a flag. Again, a lot of extracurricular. Jeez. So again, a penalty marker. Again, anything to conclude to extend the game. The over still in play. Oh yeah, for sure. 32 likes. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, let's get to 40 likes if you can, folks. Rolls to the play. Yeah, unsuccessful. We got it after the play. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Florida Atlantic. Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. Again, to me, it looked like Navy was the one that initiated all this, but, I guess it's always the second man that's caught, so 35-19, Navy leading over Florida Atlantic. But, hey, it's a 2-score game. But, yeah, the over's still in play. It's at 54 points for sure. So we'll see what happens here again. 5:38 left to go. Looking like it's over. 1935 was a good year for Italy, Germany, and Japan. Oh, yeah, for sure. Great stuff happening over there during that time. All right, South Carolina leading 22-14 over Alabama. Missouri and Vanderbilt tied at 10 apiece. I don't know if Vanderbilt is at the 10. Oh, I see the problem. Oh, so it was actually Florida Atlantic that initiated it all. My bad. So I apologize to the Navy. That's what it was. So the outside kick, they're going to go for it, and it's high up in the air, and it's recovered by Navy. So they're going to have the ball at the 31 because, again, they went. That's interesting. I think Florida Atlantic just kind of gave away the game right there. I mean, if you had any chance, you should kick it deep and rely on your defense. Not saying their defense was great, but, you know, I mean, now at this point, Navy just needs to kick a field goal and it's over. So, anyway, yeah, so that's what's happening there. We'll check back later. So, 1st and 10 coming up for Navy with 5:37 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Cincy's good. Cincy is legit. 1st and 10 at the 30 in the shotgun. Horvath. No, that's not Horvath. Who is that? No, it is Horvath. The 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Touchdown, Navy. I thought it was, I don't know. I thought it wasn't Norm. It was terrible call by me. My bad. Horvath took it 30 yards. Touchdown. So there you go. There you go. It is pretty much officially over here. A blowout. I mean, he just took it right up the middle and then took it down the left side. No one touched him. So Navy again, you know, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they got some votes last week. I have to actually check that. Horvath now 4 touchdowns, 165 yards on 20 carries. Extra point is up. The extra point is good. I can actually check to see. So Navy got some votes. Navy got some votes, folks. They may be top 20. They might be 25 next week. 60 still under. Yeah, 61. So, again, this game is pretty much over. But, you know, these guys want us to, you know, be here. And, yeah, I'm not going to be having my spaghetti, I don't think. Oh, my gosh, that bothers me so much. Oh, well, it is what it is. It is what it is, folks. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. Really look like, man, you know, I'm going to have a nice gap. I'm going to have about an hour to work with. Nope. I'm down to 45 minutes. And, of course, we still got plenty of time left to go in this one. And based on how Florida Atlantic is acting, this game might last a little bit longer. So 42-19 is your score. Navy, of course, leading over Florida Atlantic. Will be a field goal to hit the over. Yeah, I could see it. Kenneth now really wants it. When will FBI raid the NCAA? I'm sure it'll happen. Fielded at the 10. That's a fair catch signal made. So a little pooch kick for some reason. Campbell Trophy finalist, academic Heisman for academic leadership and on-field performance. 11th Navy player selected. No Navy players ever won the award. One of 2 Service Academy finalists with Andon Thomas with Army. So Horvath could make some history here. FBI, I'm sure, will crack down on the NFL. I'm sure there's plenty more with basketball, too. NFL, college football, for sure. All right, so no more Veldkamp. This is a new quarterback as he's going to hand it off up the middle, and he's going to get a couple. So it looks like Florida Atlantic going to go with some backups here. And the hurry-up offense here. 2nd and 8 is going to swing it out. And that is overthrown, incomplete. Of course, that stops the clock, which is the worst thing for me. And man, that guy really wide-eyed. Zach Gibson, 50% completion percentage, 86 yards, and 2 picks on the year. Did you see Tom Grossi's NBA script writer? I was actually going to pitch the exact scenario to you, but you were so difficult to get a hold of. You did a good job. Dang. Yeah, that would have been cool. I just don't do NBA. I know he doesn't either, but yeah, that would have been pretty fun. 3rd and 8 here at the 42. In the shotgun, drops back, looking, fires, it is caught, and he falls down at the 44-yard line. That is Irvin. You actually have a video already made, but I made a mistake, so I want to reshoot it. This isn't for the script or anything like that. It's for baseball. It's a baseball video, so I have to recut it, redo it. It's about the Pirates, of course. 4th and 6 at the 44. They need to get to the 50. In the shotgun, trips to the right to one receiver to the left. Drops back, looking. Gibson fires. It is caught across the 50 and is brought down at the 45-yard line. Not too sure who made the catch there. I think it said Rich or something like that. So 1st and 10. Gibson drops back, looking, checks it down. It is incomplete. Pass a little bit behind the running back there. Again, that stops the clock with 4:21 left to go here in this one. Blake Horvath, again, averaged 106 yards on the ground entry today. That led all of FBS quarterbacks today with 165. So definitely, again, seeing that average tick up by a few yards for sure. 2nd and 10 at the 45 in the shotgun is Gibson. Gibson takes the snap, looking to his left, fires. It is incomplete as Gibson has been off the mark. Nothing happening there. So now 3rd and 10. He started the morning with these comment to script the season, and the FBI breaks and arrest everyone. You have to watch it. Okay, I'll have to look at it. 3rd and 10 in the shotgun. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left. Gibson drops back, looking over the middle. Now moving backwards. Where's he going? Fires. It is incomplete. Oh, that was interesting by Gibson. Immediately started going backwards. Like was literally sprinting backwards. Not fading back. He was sprinting backwards. 4th and 10 coming up for Florida Atlantic. In the shotgun, people jumped, but it doesn't matter. It's a free play. Gibson just going to chuck it down. He was hit as he threw. It's going to fall incomplete. So again, Navy jumping offside is going to give Florida Atlantic another chance to complete this 4th down conversion. It'll be 4th and 5, of course. So again, 4:04 left to go. Again, a blowout here. And again, I apologize if I'm like not seemingly taking this serious, but I don't think Florida Atlantic is, to be honest with you. So don't blame me, blame them. So 4th and 5 again. They're at the 40. They need to get to the 35 for Brandy. Set it down. Drops back to pass. Gibson looking over the middle. Fires. It's caught across the 35. He's at the 30. Breaks a tackle and brought down at the 26-yard line. As a brand new set of downs for Florida Atlantic. So 1st and 10 at the 26. Navy's going to score again. Maybe, possibly. It's Florida Atlantic driving down the field, and that is going to be batted away, incomplete. So 2nd and 10 coming up. So 2nd and 10, ball. Ball at the 26 in the shotgun is Gibson. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left. Maybe need a top 25 rank. Oh, yeah, they should after this week for sure. Gibson drops back, looking, steps up, fires. It is caught at the 10, brought down at the 6. Florida Atlantic marching down the field right now. Of course, it is garbage time. Navy coach can't believe it. First and goal in the shotgun. Sending a man in motion. Drops back, looking, fading, backfires. It is caught at the 7. He is blown up. Oh my goodness, Hamilton laying the smack down on that guy. Dumbing it down to the running back. Again, I don't know what happened here on this. Got to refresh this, I guess. I don't know why it's being dumb. So 2nd and goal. That was caught by Irvin. Again, Irvin got blown up. The Navy coach knows the script. Yeah, you can't believe it. In the shotgun is Gibson. Gibson hands it off up the middle, and he will not get much as he's brought down at the 5. Will they attempt a field goal? No, they will not attempt a field goal. I don't think they would. Yeah, they won't attempt a field goal. So actually, this might stay at 61 as Gibson fires. It's caught at the 5, and he's in. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. The over will hit. Kenneth, you will win. That was the only way because, yeah, they were not going to kick a field goal. So Jabari Smith cuts the lead to 17. And again, this they're going to go for 2, which is actually insane to me. Not saying that they have a chance to win, but, you know, you don't make this, then you have no chance to win at all. You make this, it's like 0.1%. If you make it, or, you know, if you kick the field goal, the extra point, and the, you know, the 2-point conversion, it makes no sense. So a 17-point game, they don't get it. It's a 3-score game. Gibson drops back, looking to his right, fires, and that is going to be tipped incomplete. Again, I don't even know why they didn't even try that. Just kick the extra point. Because then it's a 16-point game and you still have a chance. But now it's literally no chance now. So Florida Atlantic coach, not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. The shiniest tool in the shed, definitely not either. 42-25, 2-minute warning here in Annapolis. Pittsburgh Panthers up 52-28, heading to 6-2 in a bowl game. Now they can get to 8-4, 9-3, yeah. I didn't really bet the under. Yes, I know Trisky didn't. I know you would never bet. You just do it to be different, and that's okay. Kenneth, of course, really happy. Yeah, I don't know, Pitt. I mean, if they went out, they would get in. Believe it or not, they would get into the playoff because I think there's going to be a lot of 3-loss teams in the Big Ten and the SEC. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with DrDelay. I'll be doing another game tonight, believe it or not. Again, I'll be doing Colorado State and Wyoming. So that is happening. Of course, again, tomorrow, if you're an NFL fan, I got you covered. Again, Dolphins, Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, Packers, Steelers. And, of course, on Monday night, I got the Redskins, Commanders, Commies, and the Chiefs, whatever you want to call them. So, yeah, you never know. Maybe your favorite streamer's out that day. Maybe Grossi's taking a vacation, and I got you covered. So, again, make sure to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with DrDelay. Coaches are stupid. How are they paid so much? It is easy. You play to win the game. Going for 2 is not playing to win. It is playing to get lucky. Pretty much. No, I completely agree. And this game's over, but it is stupid. It is actually stupid. You know. Like, that makes no sense to go there. Go for 2 in that situation. So now you pretty much say you have no chance. There's no chance you win. Not saying you would win if you kick the extra point, but a 2-score game is a big difference from a 3-score game. So yeah. But no, I completely agree. It's just dumb. It is a dumb. So, yeah, no, Vanderbilt, again, they are up 17-10 over Missouri. That's good to see. Missouri will have the ball. Let me actually refresh to see if we can get a spot here on the field. Okay, so Missouri has the ball. I don't know where. BYU leading 41-27. Washington State 28, Toledo 7. Pittsburgh up 53-28 over NC State. Navy 42. Of course, that's the game we're covering here. 42-25. Temple Tulsa 31-31. Texas Tech 42. Oklahoma State nothing. Cincinnati up 27-20. Baylor kind of coming back a little bit. Mississippi State all over Texas 31-14. Texas will be eliminated from the college football playoff. No way they get in at 9-3. And TCU 10. West Virginia 7. As there is the onside kick, and it is going to be knocked away and recovered by Florida Atlantic. Oh, my goodness. So this game is going to continue because they hate us. So, again, if you're Florida Atlantic, now look at this. Again, if you kick the extra point, you're down 2 scores. And you go down, you go ahead and score a touchdown, you get 2-point conversion. Now you just need to do it again. Of course, again, that's hard to do. But now you're down 3 scores. So you have no chance to win this game. Again, that is why I'm making such a big deal about it. You know, again, the Florida Atlantic head coach, I don't know who he is. But he's an idiot. 1st and 10 here at the 45. Gibson drops back, looking, checks it down. It's caught at the 50, at the 45, and is knocked out of bounds at the 42. Now they missed 2-point conversion is big. Yep, 100%. No, I know. He's really dumb. He's a young guy. He's part of my generation. He's a millennial. He's 34 years old. He's 6 years older than I. Bad representative of our generation, I guess. 2nd and 7 here at the 42. Gibson is in the shotgun. Trips to the right. Tight end in tight. Sending a man in motion. Gibson drops back. Looking. Fires. It is caught at the 40. And is still on his feet at the 30. At the 25. And brought down at the 23-yard line. Be a college head coach. Do the math. Yeah, probably. I'm sure Division III will definitely take you. 1st and 10 here at the 23 in the shotgun. Gibson takes the snap. Looking. He's going to take off a run. He's at the 20 and sliding down at the 12. So Gibson, again, just doing the hurry-up offense here. Just trying to get something going. Gibson now going to slow it down a little bit. Again, Florida Atlantic with all 3 timeouts. Gibson hands it off up the middle, and he's tackled at the 10 and brought down at the 9. So that's a brand new set of downs. I'm not going to eat until 10 o'clock tonight because I'm not going to be able to make the spaghetti. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. 1st and goal at the 9. Gibson fires. It is wide open. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. And it's 42-31. And again, commentators making a big deal about it. But again, it goes back to going for 2 and not getting it. An absolutely stupid decision. Because, yeah, you know what? I would be playing up 2 if it was, if it's 41, let's just say right now. Again, they score the touchdown. So it's 42-32. They go for 2, make it 42-34. This game is not over. So 2-point conversion attempt. Sending a man in motion. And there's a false start on Florida Atlantic. She's not here. She is not at the house today. I'm so annoyed. I'm actually so triggered. I will now cheer against Florida Atlantic every single time now. So they're going to go for... We're going to go ahead and kick the field goal here. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is up. It is good. So 42-32. Again, it goes back to the 2-point conversion. You could be looking at a 1-score game, folks, but instead it's a 2-score game because, again, the coach didn't actually think he had a chance to win. He didn't believe in his team. You want to get mad at me? I can't get mad at him. So 42-32 is your score. The over is clearly hit by... Yes, they are, yep. They are hanging out. Just waiting for the conclusion of this one. Maybe eventually it'll happen. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. So again, they're going to go with the onside kick. The kick is up, and it is recovered by Navy. Florida Atlantic appealing, like, hey, you know what? Their Navy, committed some penalties there, but nothing doing. So 1st and 10 again. Florida Atlantic has all 3 timeouts, and I guarantee you they're going to be so annoying and call them. As a Navy vet, you're assuming that they would make the 2-point one. Oh, 100%. No, I know. I totally get that. But again, just going. So again, it goes back when they were down 17. They had scored. They were down 17. You kick the extra point. You make it a 2-score game regardless. Does not matter the situation. Does not matter the situation. You kick the extra point. You make it a 2-score game. You take the advantage. You go for 2 and you miss it, then you have no chance. Again, there's no guarantee they would have made it, but I'm just saying you would have given yourself a chance. But now you have no chance. As Horvath takes the snap, and he's going to take it up the middle at the 40, and is brought down at the 36-yard line. Of course, Florida Atlantic going to go ahead and take their first timeout. So, no, you kick the extra point. Whenever you're down 17, you have just scored, you kick the extra point. You make it a 2-score game. That is just, oh, man, it's just frustrating. I don't make money, these guys make millions of dollars, or at least 6 figures. So it's really frustrating to see that these people make a lot of money, and yet they don't know the game of football, apparently. And me, I've been watching, since I've been 5 or 6, I would say. I was born in 96. The earliest memories of me watching a game is 2002, Steelers and Falcons. So I feel like I know the game. I feel like I've been watching for a long time. It is what it is, though. So Horvath is under center. He's in the wing. Of course, congratulations, Rob, for Navy. Of course, they're going to move on to 7-0 as Horvath hands it up the middle. And he's going to get the first down as he's brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. Florida Atlantic going to go ahead and call a timeout. No, they're not. They're not. That might be the... I don't think they did call a timeout. No, they did not. Okay, so it's going to be a game here. Again, Navy's going to win 42-32. I'm glad that either your football dad or math teacher did a good job teaching you sports math. Oh, well, yeah, I appreciate you, Trisk. What the heck? The referee stopping. One of the referees almost just cost Navy a delay game there, but it is what it is. All right, so Navy has defeated Florida Atlantic. They're going to be 7-0. And again, I think they could be ranked at number 25 for sure next week based on what has happened across the college football world. So 42-32 is your final. I'll be going live in about 20 minutes, so I might see you there. Again, appreciate you guys hanging out. Y'all have a great rest of your day. In case I don't, again, I'm doing football NFL tomorrow. I might see you there as well. Y'all have a good one. See you there. Peace.